It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Yo. Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm back for another BondyBlue show. Girl, we have a lot to get into. It's been a lot going on. I hope that y'all are having a really good Tuesday. Okay, we're going to try to accomplish some things today, girl. I'm trying to go to yoga today. Okay? Because yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay, I've been really like overstimulated. I don't know what that's about, but I've been really overstimulated and yoga always be helping. So we're trying to get into that. But anyways, hey girl, what's going on? Hi, 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 hi. I see y'all in the comments. I want to start with Pharrell. I want to start with Pharrell because who the is Pharrell talking to? Shall we get into it off rip? Let's do it.
Sound like this. Since most people don't like to read or do research anymore, sound like this. God is the greatest. Sound like this.
Okay, so first of all, this is whack. You continuously saying soundbite this as if we took your words out of context. Native American black man, please.
I'm from Virginia. Sound like this. You don't know what I know. You ain't seen what I saw. No. You ain't been where I go. I'm from.
Are you writing a poem? Are you writing, nigga, are you writing a poem to us in order to be condescending? Because black people specifically did not like your, do you want the job because you're black or do you want the job because you're good at it? Like that, sir, we did not mishear you. And it is because I read books that I know what you said was some bullshit. It is literally because I read books. Why y'all always projecting? No, seriously. Why is everybody always projecting? It's not what I'm doing. It's what you're doing. You're doing it, not me. Oh my God.
From the mud. As a child, nobody's been evicted more times than me. Lights turned off, water turned off, and at times had to pump the water. And I didn't have a name brand sneaker until I was 16 when I could afford them for my first paycheck from McDonald's. Sound like this. They were Adidas, low top, Instincts, the ones with the later colors.
I'm sorry. Did you just wrap this I struggled story up with an Adidas ad? Because we can't do shit without commercialism, right? We can't do anything without selling something or bringing nostalgia to an inanimate object when our issue is how you discussed the people. And now you trying to create some kinship with niggas that like to wear low top Adidas? Nigga, how dare you?
Sound like this. Don't be fooled by my bourgeois taste and heart. I'm proletariat. In fact, I'm lumpen proletariat. Sound like this.
You ain't no motherfucking proletariat. Proletariat wouldn't say what you said about DEI. No, we're not gonna do that. What do you think the proletariats were trying to do back then? If not get better working conditions. What do you think was happening?
Stay on my
What did you read?
feet. Sound like this. But I could never walk in the shoes of my parents, etc. All they had to endure while staying on their feet. Or my ancestors who arrived as captives, enslaved, who had no shoes, yet had to stay on their feet as they landed on the shores of Virginia.
Oh my God, black people. Oh my God. Like, I hate so much when black men use racism, like against, who are you talking to? Who was upset with your comments? Please tell me, because I'm going to feel like it was mostly black women, right? Even though DEI apparently is harming the white men more than it's harming anybody else. And I love shit like that. You mean to tell me that you stupid motherfuckers forgot that DEI also helps poor people and most white men are poor. So now the initiatives that would even help y'all figure out how to sign up and fill out y'all FAFSA forms and all of that has been dismantled. And so not even the white boys can get into getting into college. That shit is hilarious. That shit is hilarious. Like, that's wild. I mean, I knew it wasn't us. But I had no idea that this would hurt y'all more than anybody else. I thought that was lovely. That was just such a sweet moment. You know what I mean? Like, oh, in this shit show of a situation, thank you, God.
As black and brown people on this earth, we have to stay on our feet. We have never had a choice. Soundbite this.
Please stop saying soundbite this and get it the fuck out, sir.
We've needed empathy for someone to walk in our shoes. That's why, soundbite this. We created Black Ambition, a philanthropic effort to support, resource, and mentor black and brown startups. Soundbite this. We have allocated $85 million.
So now you telling me that you help black and brown people get business startups. So that means that we should excuse your comments? Make me understand. Like, I would love for you to just stop talking in poetry. You know what I'm saying? This is not Def Poetry Jam, nigga. Like, just talk regular. Can you just come out and talk to us like a regular person and say, when I said what I said, this is what I actually meant, and they clipped it so y'all didn't get that. Like, you coming to us, talking to us in flowery language already makes me feel like I can't believe nothing that your ass is saying.
Brown startups. Soundbite this.
Oh, he's saying it again.
That's where the soundbite of me saying I hate politics, which was in response to the DEI support and donations drying up because of new policies. So yes, I got frustrated, and the soundbiters, they caught me lacking. But soundbite this.
Okay, confusion. So you were upset that DEI initiatives are harming people. I mean, rolling back DEI initiatives are harming people. You were upset about that. But you said up out of your mouth, do you want the job because you're black or do you want the job because you deserve it? I am confusion. That does not make sense.
I will never stop fighting. I will never stop raising money to help level the playing field. Never. And soundbite this. Don't be a slave to the algorithm. Be the master of your reality. Be the master of the algorithm.
Okay. Okay, fool. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I understand what he thought he was trying to say, but the way my mind is working right now, I don't even like the language that you're using. Don't be a slave, be a master. No, nigga, how about we not have systems of hierarchy that exploit people? The fuck is you talking about? See how it's not matching? Because why are you trying to because that's a part of the problem. That's a part of the fucking problem, y'all. A part of the problem is that people want to be masters instead of the slaves that they used to be, instead of breaking apart the whole motherfucking system. Like, that's the problem. Talking about don't be a slave to the algorithm, master the algorithm. Nigga, what are you talking about? I understand how things can be manipulated these days. I fell for an AI picture for 2 seconds before I was like, damn, that was AI. But I was drinking. And so as soon as I saw it, I sent it. Then I looked at it and I could have went back and deleted it, but I was drinking, so I didn't give a fuck. I was like, yeah, it was AI. I saw it. Okay? It was Cardi B and Stefan Diggs. Okay? I was drinking. All right? I've told y'all this is a celebratory time in my life. I was enjoying the crown. Okay, and lemonade mixed together. Peach crown and lemonade mixed together. I was having a good time. So very sorry, okay? Every once in a while, they gonna get me. And I hate that shit. I don't even really like AI. I like what it does technology wise, making things easier for us to, do things when it comes to like streaming and all of that. But outside of that, no, I'm not a big fan of the way y'all are trying to erase humanity with a computer so that men can feel like they're actually the gods that women are, right? That's what this is all about, girl. They wrote about it in a book, okay? They wrote about it in a book, girl. Okay? They basically said that the men's are trying to compete with the women, and the women actually birth and create life, like, literally a person that wasn't here before technically comes out of this woman's snatch, right? Like, just magically, new person out of the snatch. Men were like, oh my God, that's so amazing, I wish I could do that. And this led them down a terrible path. And now we are destroying Mother Nature, the planet, all the things, right? For corporate greed, right? Like male, it's like patriarchy, male shit, right? And it's just because they want to be able to be creators like women naturally are. And it's so weird, right? Like, why are you this obsessed? Why are you this obsessed that you're willing to replace your fucking self with a computer? Like, it's so weird. Like, I just be looking sometimes at the world around me like, wow. I don't remember why I'm doing this, but it better be a really good reason. It better be a really good, like, I don't know why I decided to come here. Like, I just be looking around sometimes like, what was I thinking about? Like, what the fuck was I there? What did me and God talk about that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go back. I don't. I'm sorry. Let him continue. I went on a tangent.
Soundbite this. Since most people don't like to read,
And I nigga, but yeah, Pharrell, yeah, dude. Like, what we're finding is that the people that colonize the most right under white men are black music execs. That's what we're finding out. Black A&R of the 90s. you know, really in time. A&R period. Like A&R period. Anybody that's trying to make money off of other people's artistry when they don't have any talent of their own, those are your secondary colonizers, okay? Let's remember that. Okay, now let's move on. Where do I want to go next? I do want to talk about white people. In white people's news, I want to move, but my my arms are too next to the desk. Okay, all right. Listen, in white people's news, dun, 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 dun. Sydney Sweeney says, "I'm against hate and reconsider staying quiet on jeans controversy. My silence has only widened the divide." In the past, my stance has been to never respond to negative or positive press. But recently, I have come to realize that my silence regarding this issue has only widened the divide, not closed it. Not closed it. Like, girl, what? Girl, she been getting bad backlash. They've been tearing her fucking movies up. Okay. Apparently she has had 4 movies come out recently and they have not done well because if you did not know, the actress Sydney Sweeney, she was on Euphoria and has done a bunch of other projects since then. And people have wanted to support her simply from her being a white girl on Euphoria, right? And so she decided during this very tumultuous time with all of the, pro-white nationalist shit going on, right? She decides to do an American Eagles ad that is very much hinting at white people being a superior race because of their genes. Blonde hair, blue eyes, a white skin, dying in the sun. I'm a fucking vampire, but I am the best. I have the best genes. Like, girl, probably really ain't even blonde, but they be coloring their hair blonde so that they can pretend as if they've always been blonde. But apparently, blonde hair and blue eyes is like a recessive childlike trait. So most people either grow out of it or don't really like have it like that. I thought that was interesting. Like, it's a very small percentage, y'all, of people that have blue hair. I'm sorry, blue eyes and blonde hair as a combo of like white supremacy. It's hilarious. I saw an Asian lady talking about, how all of the sellout Asians, like, your kids still don't have blue eyes. What are you going to do now, Kim? What are you going to do now, Kim? You married the white guy. You know what I'm saying? You said fuck, people of color and everybody else, and you're like pro white, and. But he's still cheating, and he's gonna replace you with a younger Asian girl that he met at a massage parlor. You know, like your solidarity with whiteness didn't save you. Okay, it's the end. All right, let's move on. Tad bit local, just a tad bit local. Nothing too huge, nothing too big. Just a tad bit local. Let's blow it up a little bit. Okay, what's happening? Y'all know I be giving y'all a little bit of local news every now and again. BG says he thought his wife bodied by Brooke was a hoe when he first met her. I thought you was a hoe. You a wife now. You my hoe now. My God. On today, what beautiful, beautiful language to use with a woman you plan to abuse until the marriage runs its course or until one of you dies.
She was a hoe.
He was telling me how his partner had sent him pictures of me before he got out and was like, man, you gotta come home and get her. You gotta come home and get her.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's just the fact that there's like a get out of jail nigga dating service. You know what I'm saying? Like that sounds like a dating service. Like, whoa.
And plus he used to have, because I used to be in magazines, he used to have my pictures on his little wall or whatever. And I was like, okay, but when you got out, like, what was your perception of me? Everybody, sending you pictures or telling them about me. When you started following me, because as soon as he got out, he started following me, he DM'd me. What was your perception? And he was like, I heard shit about you. And people say, you're a scammer and you're a hoe. He said, but I wanted to, peep it out myself. And then when I started seeing, little shit, I was like, she is a hoe.
I thought she was a hoe.
Wow. Wow. I just want y'all to understand, hoe really doesn't mean anything for real. It doesn't mean anything, especially as it pertains to a woman. That's why I never understand all this body count language, right? Like, let's think about this for a second. A nigga that was looking like somebody's auntie got out of jail, which means there's a possibility he might have been fucking niggas, okay, in jail, because he was in jail for a few years, okay? COs, niggas, he could have been fucking everybody in there, but he came out sounding and looking like somebody's auntie, and he has a problem with dope, okay? That was what happened before he went to jail. Needle marks and shit, okay? A real, old school dope addict, okay? This is what he coming to you with. So who knows what could have been, implanted inside of his bloodstream through his dick? Who knows, girl? Like, y'all, with that type of life story, this nigga has obviously been rubbing his dick up and down the pavement. It's picked up all of the dirt. It's picked up everything on the side of the road. This nigga has been sweeping the gutter with his dick for years. And he has the audacity, the unmitigated gall to look at this very weird woman, yes, and assess that she is in fact a whore and has less value to him. The famous dope head that just got out of a decades-long stint in prison. Whoa, girl, the patriarchy is wild. The patriarchy is fucking wild. A bitch could be out here scamming, yes, but living well. Body fake, but looking good. And he could judge you because you appear to be a woman that is liberated and or desperate in your attraction for male validation and all of that shit. Which y'all niggas love that. Y'all love when a woman, act like a weird, desperate bitch for dick. Like dick just be, so hard to find or something.
He was telling me, and I was like, that's cool. That's cool. Y'all look at this.
Right, because it don't matter.
It's like, what was your answer, babe? What? The reason why your perception was of me was like I was a hoe.
Because he's a man from New Orleans, and usually it don't matter what a woman do. They looking at like they can't wait to call you a hoe. I was called a hoe when I was still a child and I had not even had sex yet. And I understood as a little black girl by everybody that like it's like they couldn't wait. It's like they standing outside with the hoe in their hand and they just waiting for you. They just waiting for you to do something so that they can throw hoe at you. You're a hoe. And listen, I did the same shit. I'm not immune to this. Okay? I did this to a girl in the neighborhood and she just used to be weird, but you know what it was? She was like a pick me. She was somebody that like really wanted people's attention and validation. And y'all know how whenever girls like that, they just do anything for people's validation. And it'd be like, girl, we could tell that you somewhere doing anything for these niggas like to like you. You just want people to like you so bad that you're willing to do any and everything. Like a lot of us knew girls like that growing up. But the truth of the matter is, y'all, and I know a lot of people don't want to deal with this, but no child, no little girl comes into this world like, yeah, I'm about to be a hoe. Not like y'all think. Not like y'all think. I need for y'all to understand that every, I don't care. I'll argue you down about this, okay? To me, it is basically all. But most women that become hoes have already been violated in childhood or womanhood to where their barometer of what is like, a no-no, what they won't do, yeah, it's in hell because somebody already fucked that up for them. Somebody already made them feel like they wasn't nothing. So, yeah, then they become willing to do way more. And honestly, like the historical context of the way people want to call black girls and women hoes for every little fucking thing we do, it just, oh my God. Yeah, I can remember what it felt like to walk around with grown women assessing my intelligence level and saying that I must be out here having sex. My family members, she must be doing this because she think, she's smart, so she must be. Baby was 8, actually 19, was 19. The first time I had some dick, I was old enough to pay for a hotel room, bitch. I was 19 years old, and I had a moniker on me because I was smart since I was like 11, 12 years old. Didn't lose my virginity till I was 19 years old, but had to walk around most of my life trying to prove to people that I wasn't available for everybody's like enjoyment, which is odd. But this is what adults would think of smart black girls. Because in their minds, especially back in the day, if you had a certain level of discernment or a certain understanding of the things around you, that must mean you fucking. Because why do you understand this? That's what they would think. Not really taking account to the fact that most of our parents exposed us to so much that we didn't have to fuck in order to understand what the fuck was going on around us. Y'all cursing each other out. Y'all fighting. Okay, everybody walks in on their parents fucking at least one time in their childhood, child. Y'all forget to lock the door. Okay? And then on top of that, and that's not, I'm not saying like that's an assault, but I'm just saying you become aware of these things naturally as life progresses. And everybody like, oh, you must be fast. She fast. That was the thing. That was the thing. But I just, when women go along, oh, thank you. When women go along with the whole shit, like this moniker, I feel like a lot of times it's because they feel like that's who they are. And they've been convinced that for so long, they don't even know how it predates you. It predates every single person sitting here watching right now, and every single person I talk about. The idea that Black women are inherently sexual and whores and just accessible to any and everybody is something so deeply entrenched in our culture that now y'all don't even know why you think that way or where that comes from. White people, just in case you didn't know, white people, yeah.
I'm just saying, just don't do that. Don't feel
No.
like that. What happened?
No, I was telling them.
Telling them what? What you was telling them? That I thought you was a hoe?
Yeah.
Well,
And I was-
you a wife now.
Well, no. We're talking about so.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I thought you was a hoe. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
But you
Why, nigga?
my hoe now.
And I was like, that's cool.
But you're my hoe now. Cause if nothing, I just want to be owned by a nigga who could have possibly been doing the bending in a penitentiary. He's famous though. He's got locks, tall, he famous, good teeth. They not his, but they're good. Hey, it's better than nothing. It's better than being alone. Who wants to be alone? Right? Other women disappointing me. Not really, but you know, I didn't expect any better. Girl, but I did feel like, damn, girl, when you gonna get tired of rubbing your coochie on the pavement? India Love. Okay, so y'all, apparently, there was a Streamers Awards. We talked about it. India Love crashed the stage. I didn't have all of the video. I wanted to come to y'all with the video.
Sapphire Award, our 2023 winner, Valkyrie.
Hello. Real quick, y'all. I know Breakout Streamer of the Year went to Breakout Streamer of the Year
Can't even talk right.
went to Adapt. And congratulations, and we respect you for what you did. But Rakai should have won Breakout Streamer of the Year and DDG. I don't care what y'all say. Shout out Rakai, shout out boom, 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 boom.
So what I think is interesting is what happened at the Streamers Awards is I think a lot of the Black streamers felt disrespected, ostracized, or belittled in the room with these other white creators. That's what it feels like to me. And I find it funny because this is the same generation that, you know, seems to think that racism no longer exists. You know what I mean? Like their generation is so removed from the realities of life sometimes because of how they navigate online that when they get in spaces like this, it becomes so jarring to them that people are acting racist. And it's like they really thought that their streamer status and them having a lot of money was going to mean they were going to be respected in these spaces. But the truth of the matter is the racism right now is ever pervasive. My God, it's all over the place, girl. It's seeping up from the fucking concrete like grass.
Sapphire.
So when India Love decided to do that to me, it was a reflection of them telling her that they felt unseen there. And her, of course, y'all, she reminds me so much of like the beautiful girl that has been abused and manipulated so much that her brain is not her own for real. Like it's not her own. Her brain is basically a computer that niggas plug their ideas into, and then she goes and acts out what they want her to act out. Somebody, to me, put a battery in her back, whether they asked her to do it or not, right? I don't think they necessarily have to ask her to do it. I think that the programming is already there. That once I hear it, I download, right? I download it, and now I'm an agent of the men that I'm in company with, right? And so it seems like she got kicked out. Did they leave with her? That's embarrassing. Let me read what happened. She tried to pull a Kanye in between. Yeah, but you're not a black man. Y'all always forget black men can get away with shit that all women can't. Okay? Now, white women get away with a lot more shit, please don't get me wrong, but there are some spaces where even a white woman is not going to get away with some shit that a black man is going to get away with, you know, like a presidency. Anyway, India Love casually walked up the steps from the audience and took the mic. She said, hello, hello. We read all that. And then later in the night, videos began surfacing showing India Love appearing to be escorted out the event. She then confirmed on stream that she was escorted out the event after her incident. I got kicked out. So did they go with you is my question. They kicked her out.
Hold on, Des is calling me, chat. My heart.
That was so blood. That was blood.
Hey, you know me, I'm super.
Look. They calling to tell her how loyal she was, how proud and happy they are that she was willing to get kicked out of the Streamers Awards on their behalf. Sounds like they might still be at the awards. But they're calling her to say, thank you, girl. And she's so happy. Look, that's all she wanted.
That was some Kanye little mama. You walked up and what the fuck, buddy? Where you at?
Oh my God. Like the cringe that I feel.
Needed to happen. I was gonna make it happen regardless. I was gonna make it happen regardless. Oh, sounds like a plan. You know what's crazy though, Des? On my life, when I went over there to go talk to Rakai, I didn't like his demeanor. Like, Rakai head was down. Rakai didn't have his light. I'm like, nah, niggas need to feel this shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, he just didn't have, like, Rakai's head was down. His whole, like, I didn't like that shit.
Yeah. They were being treated badly because they're black. They forgot about racism. Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right, bye. New York people are crazy. Hold on, Des.
I seen what India did. I checked on her, made sure she was straight. I know a lot of y'all felt frustrated. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Shout out to ADAP. ADAP went crazy. Everybody went crazy in their own way. You know, that's the point of a community. You feel me? It's the point. The point of a community is, nigga, we in this shit.
They would absolutely have not done it for her. Absolutely not.
Together. So what we see, what we motherfucking what we feel like, the shit that we the shit not taking it good. I seen what India did.
The shade not taking it good. So he in there crashing out because he didn't win? Oh my God. Sometimes you don't win, love. It's okay. Nobody taught you that sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, but you live to fight another day? Oh my God. Have you never seen Friday? You niggas have no culture. K-San calls out India Love's disrespectful behavior at the Streamer Awards after she interrupted the show saying, whatever that nigga's name is, Rocky and DDG deserve to win over Phase, Adapt, No Class, just beyond unnecessary and weird. You knew that's the first thing they was going to do is say you didn't have no class as a black woman. You storming the stage, you're definitely going to get the first thing, no class. India Love tells Brooklyn Frost about getting kicked out of 2025 Streamer Awards after crashing stage.
Okay, hey, get up. They grab you in my arm. What? You have to leave. So sorry, Cinderella. It was not like that. I was just, for the people. Like, I was feeling how he was feeling and the people in the crowd. Yeah. I feel like everybody thought it was going to be retired.
But you got booed.
Yeah.
So, like,
no, I definitely thought. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was very shocked. I was like,
yeah, it's funny how shocked y'all were. Y'all are so clueless.
I have to give respect to it.
Yeah.
Like, he did his big one. But, like, on some streaming shit, 2025, like, stop playing, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the truth, Chad. I'm not gonna lie.
The truth will set you free.
Yes, it will. Do you have an extra jacket?
No? You want this one?
Wait, so you just went up there?
When y'all all left, She gonna be nominated for like 3 things next year. You gonna be nominated for like almost every category.
Thank you.
And then I'm gonna be like the host. And if I'm not, we're gonna do our own show.
Yeah, hell yeah. What the fuck? Seeing this shit, I'm like, damn. Now, as soon as you did that, the Rakai DDD shit, I'm like, the Rakai DDD shit, I'm like, oh, shit. When we went up to the stage, I'm like, you a savage. For real? For that?
As soon as I sat down, I said, excuse me, you gotta go. Like that with my arm. I said, wait.
Yes, like you don't even take care of your little sister.
No, but honestly, like when I see Rickon, I didn't like how he was sitting.
Yeah.
Like that nigga should have won. He should have won. What is he talking about? Like no.
But he's so unhinged. Keep that, bro. Keep that.
Yeah. So the lesson that I would learn from this story, young women, stop self-sacrificing for men who will not do it for you. You going up there and embarrassing yourself like that when that wasn't the only way that you could have did that. Like you just didn't have to do it that way because that basically put you in harm's way. Now you're not protecting your brand. Now you're not protecting what you have going on. And I think that's really sad when I see girls do that because I know how you feel. You feel like these are your friends. These are your bros. They got your back, da-da-da-da-da. But we know that that's not really the truth. We know that that's not really the case, love. Like all of us have kind of gone through this at one point or another when we realize how men feel like they have to humiliate us or sacrifice us for their manhood. That's something I keep seeing all over the place. Women being sacrificed in one way or another for men's manhood amongst each other. You gotta be careful, girl.
I want to apologize to QT. QT. What I did, first of all, I appreciate you inviting me, and there's no excuse for my behavior. It was very distasteful. It was very, like I keep saying, unnecessary. It was my initial emotion response, and that, again, I had no business being on that stage. You know, as a person and who I am as a person, and I have to stop disappointing myself by repeating mistakes and keep repeating a cycle that's obviously not good for me.
Duh.
And I watched something that said like your mistakes could either be a coffin or a classroom, and you know it could either teach you, or it could be the thing that takes you under and kills you, or like, you know. And I'm a work in progress every day.
She need to go build her self-esteem somewhere else. Being a streamer, being a content creator, like the criticism, the eyes on you, like at any level, you know, is a lot. I'ma just be real. It's a lot. And I feel like you have to have a strong sense of self or a high level of delusion to do this. Like that's just what it is, okay? And a lot of the times when these younger kids get into it, they have not built a sense of self at all. And so their self-esteem starts to become attached to what they're doing on social media. And you have to be so careful of that because you have to remember that this is a system. This is an algorithm. And a lot of the times there are things put in place to keep you in survival mode, to keep you having to figure out how to curtail all of these fucking labyrinth maze-like situations that are going to be put in front of you. And the hardest part about this is having a sense of self as you do this, not allowing this to dictate who you are and validate your value as a human, as a person. It is so important to figure out a way to build your inner world, no matter what you do, but specifically when you do social media, because the way people take bites out of your self-esteem because they are miserable for fun from faceless accounts, like the way people have the ability to simply enter your sphere of consciousness because they can comment some crazy shit on one of your posts. You have to be strong. You have to be aware of who you are, because if not, it will eat you up and spit you the fuck out like everything else. Like everything else. And so, yeah, as you know, bird like as the young woman is, I really hope and pray that she figures it out for herself, because I hate the way I see her as that beautiful girl that people use up until she's not that beautiful girl anymore. You know what I mean? Like, we all knew girls that were beautiful, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, just really was lookers, and they get into relationships or get around the wrong niggas, and all of a sudden their beauty is being sucked from them through all of these abusive, fucked up situations. And because they want so badly to be loved and validated by these men, they consistently allow for these men to keep coming in and taking until one day you're not going to have anything left for yourself. And then you're going to be mad at yourself. And I'm just glad she ain't got no fucking kids. I'm so glad. But I want the little girl to get her life together, okay? Speaking of little girls getting their life together, Erica Banks, what the fuck is this? What's going on? Let's talk about it. Erica Banks is facing serious legal trouble following a recent arrest in DeKalb County. Brookhaven police confirmed that the former cast member of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was taken into custody Monday after a traffic stop. Erica Banks was arrested and charged with possession of a Schedule 1 or 2 substance. And what I think we found out today is that it was ecstasy. Yeah. According to the arrest docs, the rapper, whose real name is Erica Bro, was in possession of ecstasy during the traffic stop. Police believe she had intentions of distributing the pills. So far, Erica has not yet released an official statement about the arrest. So this makes me sad. This makes me sad because I feel like nobody gets in the industry so they can be a fucking drug addict. Nobody gets into the industry because they want to be a drug dealer. Especially a girl like Erica Banks, who I feel like, as much as she pretends to have a good level of self-esteem by what we've seen on a reality show and through her music, what I see about her, because of the way she adorns herself, right? The wigs, all of the surgeries, what that looks like to me is that you don't really love yourself that much. And then, oh, I love surgery, keep getting surgery. Okay, girl. We're worried about you though. All right? Because the shit is not healthy for your body. It's just not. Especially the way she be doing it, y'all. I don't know if y'all have seen Erica Banks, but there's no way that ass is not gonna eventually give her some types of issues. It's like, it's really out there. It's crazy. Think she likes her ass just as big as she likes her baby hair, like just unusually big for what the current norm is. And now you're getting arrested in possession of ecstasy, and people think that you had intent to distribute. Now, I don't know if you had intent to distribute, because you could have had intent to get fucked up and have you and your partners get fucked up together. That's an option, okay? But either way, I feel like so often women and people, period, get involved in music because they want to be an artist, because they're trying to find a way to not have to do this illegal shit. And then they have to end up with this illegal shit. And it's like, girl, what is going on, Erica? This is not good for you to get caught with ecstasy, bitch. What is going on? And I know the girls be having the ecstasy habit. Listen, I've heard the stories. Unfortunately, I've never, okay? Unfortunately. Okay? I stick to the Schedule 1s and 2s that I'm used to. Okay? And then none of that is that, okay? So yeah, y'all, it's really sad. It's really sad. Ooh, girl. Ecstasy. My God, on today. Now you in jail. Now we don't know what's gonna happen. And isn't she currently unsigned? So you went from being signed to, a rickety ass label, then you got free. You was, working in the strippers, you was working around the strippers, big strippers. penny dippers, you know, like you was over there with the strippers and shit, making music with the strippers, looking like a stripper and shit. And now you getting caught up with ecstasy. Y'all, what the fuck is going on? It's so sad. Cause I know somebody exploited her in some type of way. Like I just know it. Cause now what we understand is all of the artists, all of them, are being exploited in some type of way when they are in the industry. Somebody's exploiting them somewhere. Oh, girl, made me so sad when I saw it. But speaking of the Love and Hip Hop girls, let's go talk to Rennie Rucci right quick. Because, you know, sometimes when you ask God to remove a demon from your life, okay? Sometimes when you ask God to remove someone that needs to go, they will go to jail. Yeah, you'll ask God one day, hey, God, if this nigga is not for me, take him away from me, Lord. And do you know what the Lord will do? The Lord will send the ATF and the police to your door waving the 4-4, and now the nigga's in jail. Black Zach, who could reportedly face the death penalty after being charged with a murder for hire plot and RICO conspiracy in a 22-page indictment. He was arrested back in October. According to the state, Bill Nettles, a former U.S. attorney for South Carolina and prominent Columbia defense attorney, was appointed learned counsel for Black Zach. Specifically in federal death penalty cases, the law requires that the defense have one. Learned counsel, which designates an attorney who is qualified and has experience defending capital cases. The decision on whether this becomes a death penalty case will be made by the U.S. Justice Department officials and could take several months. So I want to make sure. But is this the nigga that was saying he was gonna, you know, kick Rennie Rucci out the house? And she was like, I just don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do with my man, girl. I don't know what to do with my man. Is that him? Was that him? Hold up. I think that was him. Was he Zach? Was it Black Zach or some shit? Hold up, we about to find this shit. Oh yeah. About to find this shit.
Rennie girl, pack.
Hold up, we gotta find a real one.
To my house, get out of my shit.
Great. How many times have you put me out? I don't talk to that man. That's you mad about some shit that's never. You mad about some shit that ain't happened. You mad about some. That's cool, babe. Let me tell you something. I don't have somewhere to go. It don't have to be your house. I will. That's like your 100th time putting me out.
Exactly.
Great.
Getting put out 100 times is crazy.
It is. It is. Where's the full video where I don't have to deal with you weird ass niggas trying to get famous off of it, and I could just, you know, listen to the girl screaming.
You mad about some shit that ain't happened. You mad about some. That's cool, babe. Let me tell you something. I don't have somewhere to go. It don't have to be your house. I will. That's like your 100th time putting me out.
Exactly.
Great.
On the internet.
Great. Because this what you wanted. You wanted me to come clear. That's what you wanted. That's what you wanted. I'm glad y'all see this. No, you're lame. You're lame.
Love and Hip Hop is on that.
This ain't got nothing to do with Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop ain't make you cheat on me. Love and Hip Hop ain't make you act weird with me because of putting a song out that was 5 years old. I didn't do nothing to you. You get on the phone talking about I'm hyped by the song. I got on live and cleared the shit up. Ain't nobody did.
Oh, I'm not the one cheating.
And I'm not.
Who got the word?
You don't like to hear the truth.
Who got
I'm not.
Is my cheating the one that
I'm
got
not.
thinking?
You mad about some shit that ain't.
So he cheated on her. The song came out. Kevin Gates put a song out. Everybody thought it was about her. Or her dude thought it was about her. But not necessarily.
Got the Columbia-based rapper arrested on federal RICO charges. 34-year-old Zachary Chapman, who goes by the rapper name Black Zach, pleaded not guilty in federal court yesterday.
Columbia rapper Black Zach arrested on federal RICO charges. Columbia, South Carolina rapper Black Zach, real name.
Okay, so yeah, that's him. Because I remember him from off the episode. Because I remember when I saw them chains around his neck, I was just like, yeah, no, girl, that's a no. I don't know why y'all haven't clicked to that niggas that wear buku chains around their neck are usually like abusive. I don't know why y'all haven't peeped that yet. But like that's usually a significant teller.
My house, get out of my shit. Great. How many times have you put me out?
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, why are you letting that nigga put you out over and over again?
It took his accountability for cheating. I've cheated before. I ain't leaving somebody who I just had a child with, have built a life with, blended our families, all of that, without giving it a fair chance or him a fair chance to correct things.
Girl. And see, that's what I'm saying. That's crazy. That's crazy that y'all think people are owed all of these chances because you've had kids with them and all of that. Girl, none of that shit fucking matters. None of that matters. I don't care what none of y'all are talking about. Because please understand, when a nigga talking to you like that and get caught up on a RICO charge, there is some abuse between his words and him going to jail. There is some physical abuse that took place in between here and there.
If that's the case, ain't nobody ever gonna have no because everybody up. Everybody gonna do something.
Girl, no. All of our niggas are not kicking us out. All of our niggas are not kicking us out. And any nigga that is trying to kick you out all the time and cheating on you, yeah, no, you should just be by yourself. Girl, what's wrong with y'all? I need for y'all to feel like it's okay to be by yourself. You do not have to be with these niggas in order to go get you some dick from time to time. Please understand that, because that's what y'all really be talking about. Them niggas ain't offering y'all no real emotional support. Be fucking for real. You just like being able to say my man, and having inside dick. Oh, he picked some heavy shit up from time to time. Great. But this is sad to me. No. You shouldn't be trying to make it work, girl. But that's okay. Because the Lord will take a nigga away from you with a murder charge. No lie.
I've cheated before. I ain't cheat on him, but I have cheated on other people before. So if you
Did you kick the nigga out over and over again? Because honestly, that would just mean y'all wasn't supposed to be together. If you cheated on him and then he kept kicking you out and taking you back, like, it's toxic.
Say once a cheater, always a cheater. You can't say like that. Ain't nobody perfect. Y'all done y'all done been through Stop all this standing on business and everybody's so perfect and all that. It's so easy to say.
No, that's not what nobody's saying that. I hate when y'all use the shit that these niggas tell y'all for you to be okay with the way they treat you on us, because we saying, girl, you deserve better. You could do better. Because there are a lot of us that have been through these mind games with these niggas, and we know that you just on a tilt-a-whirl that's going to just spin your ass around until you get tired, and then you're going to have to get off of it. Stop acting like it's everybody else's thing but yours. That nigga disrespected you.
Say that and act like your all together when you talking to somebody else and inserting yourself in other people's business. We just want to know, why are you
First of all, nobody inserted it. Y'all pussy asses got on live.
They're beautiful. He doesn't appreciate you, or like y'all saw an argument. One argument.
Yes, that was enough. That was enough, girl. That was enough. But you could hear people telling her she deserves better makes her feel stupid. That's what it is. That's why they don't be wanting to hear that. Because whenever other people tell them how great they are and how they deserve better, that is not what that nigga has been telling them. They need to believe that they're so terrible so that the abuse is okay. White people used to do it to us. Now we're doing it to ourselves, basically. You tell yourself that it's all the same, even though you know it's not the fucking same. That nigga cheated on you and kicked you out. It's not the same, girl. It's not the same. Not the same.
We've been together almost 2 years now. We've known each other for years.
And that's another thing. You his baby mama. Y'all got a kid together, and this nigga was kicking you out with a kid, with a baby. And ain't nobody leaving a baby at home with a nigga that's not even usually there to take care of the baby. Like, that's crazy.
Nobody ain't perfect. Y'all don't know what type of discussions we've had since.
Nobody needs to be perfect, and there's no discussions that y'all have had that's gonna mean that behavior is something that he could just have one conversation and be over about. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Niggas like that have to go through thorough fucking therapy to unpack whatever their issues are, and they are not doing that. That's too vulnerable for half of these niggas. They're not doing that. The help that they would need to get in order for them to be healthy and safe for you to be with, they're not willing to do. So you're not going to make me think that something he told you in between calling you a bitch and kicking you out and then putting his tongue in your ear or maybe in your ass, that's going to make me feel like I'm confused about what's going on, Rennie. You're just an abuse victim that's making excuses for her abuser. That's all you was doing.
Before that live, because be clear, we was already dealing with our before the live. Y'all don't know what type of discussions we've had. Y'all don't know what type of resolve we've come to. Y'all don't know what changes may or may not have been made.
Girl, it was yesterday. Do y'all hear this? But this how a lot of these women be sounding.
Nothing. So I just don't understand, why does it matter? I never seen
it don't matter, love. It don't matter. If it don't matter to you, then it don't matter. But that don't mean we not gonna say something about it. The problem a lot of, people think is that, once a victim decides that they don't care anymore and that they're not a victim, yeah, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I think that there should be people who actually know better that speak on these things and correct y'all about whether y'all are victims of abuse or not. Because 9 times out of 10, you're in the abuse, so you can't see it clearly. And also, again, you brought this shit to the internet. Nobody is commenting on some private shit, because if it was private, nobody would have anything to say. Okay? And as a community, the abuse of women and children by men that come in and out, and men that go in and out of prison and all of that, yeah, girl, that's a problem. That's a community problem that we have. And when y'all get on the internet, triggering the fuck out of everybody by showing them, these depictions of toxic relationships that a lot of us saw when we was children that were very traumatic for us. They got people that's dealing with that shit right now that just got out of abusive relationships. Nobody wants to hear you get up there and make excuses for your own abuse, bitch. You could have kept that to your motherfucking self, but you didn't. You came to the internet about it. So yes, now we're going to have an opinion, and now we're going to tell you why it matters, because the abuse of women and children in any household is a problem, whether the woman is okay with it or not. You wanted witnesses. Exactly. It's so funny how often, because this is a theme, y'all. They do this on TikTok all day, right? Come to everybody talking to us, showing us how they husband ain't shit. And then when we say, hey, girl, you should leave him because that's outrageous. Like the nigga that gave his pregnant old lady a burger with raw meat in it, could have killed her and the baby. Okay? Everybody was like, hey, girl, he could have killed you. You should leave. She got on the internet and told everybody mind their motherfucking business. The lady that was over there being given a silent treatment because she didn't feel good, and the nigga asked her, you want me to leave you alone? She says yes. Now he not talking to her for days at a time. And everybody like, hey, girl, that's emotional abuse. And she like, shut the fuck up. That's my nigga. Y'all don't know what we got going on. Y'all just see one little post on the internet. Y'all don't never say nothing whenever we all loved up and shit. Abuse victims are not okay. Abuse victims are not okay. We cannot rely on them to know what's going on. And so we're just going to use them as case studies. We're going to use them as examples of women that cannot see the forest for the trees because of what? It's probably got something to do with love and being provided for. And niggas may be giving you a good pickle tickle. Because a good pickle tickle will keep you in a fucked up situation. So if a man can get you addicted to the lifestyle he's providing for you, he could make you think he love you from time to time by trauma bonding with you, and then he could fuck you real good. Yeah, girl, those are all ways that men trick women with love in order to stay in abusive relationships. Welcome to my TED Talk. Let's move on. Pray for the girls, okay? Pray for the girls, y'all. But yeah, that was a prayer answer, because now that nigga's in jail. Yeah, congratulations to her. I know she's probably upset about it, but also relieved. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, bitch. Speaking of women that's not leaving their abusive relationships, but every time a woman that does leave an abusive relationship talks about it, she's on the internet telling that woman that why you ain't leave? Why you ain't leave? I bring you all Akbar V.
And I don't know who need to hear this. Yes, I do. Let me tell y'all something. The comments that get me. You motherfuckers be feeling like a motherfucker gotta live up to y'all standards. I don't. I'm still learning this thing that we call life. I don't know all the things.
Oh, I love whenever you try to hold people accountable for easy shit, like not being with niggas who abuse them and then getting on the internet shaming other women for being with niggas that abuse them. They come to you and act like, oh my God, I'm still learning. We all don't have all the answers. Bitch, you don't want the answers. Most of the answers are out there for you and easily accessible because you're talking to a black mirror that could offer you some of the answers to the questions that plague your existence, but you don't want the answers because you want to be able to keep in this fucking victimhood cycle that you in.
Things. You know, I don't even know how to be a wife. I'm learning that every day. I'm trying to be a better wife. I'm trying to be a better mama or trying to be a better friend. Not that
I'm going to tell you how to be a better wife. Don't be a battered one. You want to know how to be a better wife and mother, girl? Don't be a battered one. Don't be one that's letting a nigga beat up on you. I don't know where you get this idea that in order for you to be a good wife, you have to be accepting of niggas, abuse and all of that. That's crazy. These be the main ones, y'all. The main women that are online capping for all of the abusive men are literally the women that get abused by these niggas the most. They are what I would like to refer to as the bottom bitch archetype. She's being abused the most. She's being spat on. She's being slutted out, fucked out, disrespected. She doesn't get any privileges from how hard she fights for her abusive, man or partner, okay? Because it could be anybody. But the bottom bitch is a very, very interesting archetype of woman who you see the harm that her mentality has on her kids, on her entire lifestyle. She doesn't see it. Or she refuses to accept it. And so instead of dealing with that within herself, every time we have a story about abuse on the internet, on the black blogs, you will have a woman like Akbar V that fits her stereotype, that wants to talk about how the victim is not a victim and she had a part in it. And now I understand it's because when that nigga beating on you, what he's telling you is that it's your fault that he's hitting on you. And so now you're internalizing it. Now you feel like it's also your fault that a nigga is dogging you out and putting his hands on you. And then you start fighting back to protect yourself. Now you tell yourself that I'm fighting him too. We fighting each other. When really, if one person has the power in a dynamic, they can just leave. Why aren't they leaving? Either because they are the abused or the abuser. Meaning that either they lying to themselves and they really don't have the power to leave the situation like they think they do, or they lying to you and they actually are the abuser and they can leave at any time, but they enjoy the abusive dynamic. And they have to make the other person also look like they're part of the abuse to make it seem as if they're not doing what they're really doing, which is victimizing somebody. But I'm going to let her finish.
Oh, y'all, but I'm a public figure. I'm Akbar V. You know me. I don't know y'all, but let's get into it, right? I was definitely wrong for coming and putting the internet in my business. I take full accountability, right? Especially when it's dealing with marriage. Because in the Bible, it say marriage is honorable and the bed is under fire. That means no matter what, do not get on here and bash my husband. Do not do things to my husband that I know I shouldn't do, that I know that God would not be pleased with. That's second. Third.
So God wouldn't want you to come and tell everybody that you're being abused, even though the Bible says that abuse is, I feel like cheating and abuse are rules in the Bible that say you could divorce a nigga if he handle you like that. I know y'all always trying to bring up the Bible as to why you heathens and degenerates like to stay in fucked up relationships and shit. But it also says in that book that you don't have to stay married to men who abuse you or beat you. It also says that you don't have to stay. You really don't. I don't know what y'all think like putting yourselves through more abuse is going to do, but he's not going to change. Like you staying with him while he abuses you is not going to make him a better person. It's only going to make him think that his abusive behavior doesn't need to change because you ain't going nowhere.
I didn't give my marriage a whole 100%. And this time around, I said, God, you know what? When my husband told me he wanted to call out the divorce, I said, okay, fine. I'm going to give my marriage a whole 100%. That means I'm not going to be out here doing the things that I used to do in my marriage, right? You know, my husband he's a shy person. He don't really like the camera. A lot of y'all be like, he don't want to be there.
He's not shy. He beat you up. He's not shy. He beats you up. He doesn't want to be on camera because he doesn't want to be seen. Narcissistic personalities often do not want to be exposed for who they are. So they stay quiet and they kind of they shifty, they move around, just like Sierra's husband. The more he talked, the more we see how problematic he is. When he wasn't talking, could have been the best.
Yeah, one thing about me, I can't make no man be with me. I would never try to make a man be with me. You either with me or you not.
And that's what you don't understand, sweetheart. And that's because y'all don't never see y'all own value in a situation. Nobody thinks that you're making that nigga stay with you. We think he sees you as a benefit to him. You're a wet hole, a warm bed, and a hot plate of food for him, I'm sure. Like, it's giving hobosexual. It's definitely giving that you're providing that nigga with something that he can't get anywhere else. And y'all always forget that at the least, men love to be admired and doted on by delusional women. So a lot of times they will stay in abusive relationships with women that they don't really like that, simply because that woman is willing to do so much for him. It makes him feel good about himself that she's willing to keep trying, even though he's an ain't shit ass individual, right? Now, she's also an ain't shit ass individual. So on some level, she thinks that she deserves that he puts his hands on her.
I don't know what y'all be thinking or what y'all think y'all know about me, but I'm a bitch that always got niggas. Even when I was a big girl, I had real boss ass niggas too that had money. Ask Atlanta about.
Yes, because you are visually a beautiful girl. Everybody knows this, Akbar. I don't know who you think you're talking to. You've always been beautiful. You just have a terrible, fucked up ass mindset and demeanor. And I think that comes from being neglected at an early age.
Me. I had the big fish in Atlanta. Okay. Second, that's neither here or there. That's my past.
You didn't have big enough fish.
A lot of things that I got on this internet and did, I look at it now like I should never did.
Sierra from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, y'all. Not Sierra the singer.
And
we in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta land right now. I'm sorry.
I was impulsive, hormones everywhere. I had just had a baby, right? But now I'm learning how to be a wife.
So that nigga was beating on you while you was pregnant after you had just had your baby? So he was putting his hands on you right after you had your baby, and now you sitting up here telling us that now you needed to change, you needed to be a better wife. To a nigga that was putting his hands on you right after you had his baby? Oh my God. Oh my God. The brain chemistry has been wired so wrong in this one.
I'm even learning how to talk better to my husband. Not to belittle him, not to say certain things that I know, because this is what God told me I had to do. Not that I owe y'all this, but once again.
Girl, God didn't tell you a motherfucking thing. The older you get, the more desperate you want to keep any old fucking man so that you could say you somebody's wife and it could make you feel like your life wasn't a shit show. So you choose to find ways to make it work. And one of the first ways you try to make a relationship with a nigga that don't want to do right work is by talking to him soft. Because people have told you that when you were speaking regular to the nigga, okay, or when y'all were arguing, going back and forth, and you speaking regular like you would to anybody else to this nigga, they said you was being too tough. You being too rough with your words with your man. Right? And then they put all of this pressure on words and act like women's words are just as problematic as men beating the shit out of sexually assaulting and killing women all the time. They act like a woman's words is doing the same damage as all of that, which we know is complete and utter bullshit, right? But either way, because men have words too. Men say fucked up things too, and they do fucked up things. But y'all will continuously try to put more weight on how women orate their anger than y'all do on how men physically harm people in theirs. It's very, very interesting. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, they tell you that if you change the way you talk and you speak softly, like Dr. Heavenly and all of them, that the men are going to, it's easier to get it's easier to get people with honey than vinegar, whatever that line is. But you be sweet, right? You be sweet to people. You talk to them soft, and that way you could get your way. And when women do this, because this is what y'all think is submission, but when women do this, you call them manipulative, right? Because as soon as a woman starts soft talking and doing all of this shit that y'all want her to do so that she's not considered a threat to y'all, then she's manipulative for doing it. Because it is manipulative for you to ask her to change how she communicates so that you can hear her better. Like that is a level of manipulation for men. Because what I found is that they don't want to change no matter how you talk. They just don't want to hear about it. They don't want to do it. Whatever it is that they feel like you're not talking to them nice about, try to talk nice to them about it and watch it doesn't really change anything. That's what I learned. I tried it. I did a whole case study on it, okay? I talked regular. They said I talked too rough. I started talking nice for a long time. I can do this. It's not hard for me, okay? I'm a really good emotionally detacher, so I could talk soft to you. It's not really hard for me, okay? So, and also, like, if I love you, I don't like just talking to people in any kind of way anyway. Like, that's not a thing for me. Even though I get up here and pop my shit, like, if I love and care about you, I'm going to be direct, and that's going to bother you a lot of the times, but I'm not going to, like, rip you apart. And in all honesty, there are people that really should be thanking me because of how I did not go in on them when I could have, okay? So many people. But anyway, because I don't be wanting to go there, girl, you know? And people say whatever the fuck they be wanting to say to me, and I really don't even be going there. But I feel like what I learned when I tried to do it that way is no, it doesn't matter how you say it. They just don't want to do it. And so they'll make it about you and the way you're saying it so that they can divert more time away from them actually having to change before you decide to leave their ass by acting like it's you saying it a certain way that's the problem. I've literally, okay? Like this is, I'm telling y'all what I know, y'all. I'm telling y'all what I know. And then the truth of the matter is, when you talk to them like all fucked up for real, they like that shit. A lot of these niggas are more respectful to women that respect them less. I don't know what that's about, girl. But basically, almost everything that they do to women, if women would do it to them, women would probably have more control over the men. And that's when you realize why they do the things that they do. We don't really want to have control over them. At least I don't. I don't want to have control over you. I just want you to do the right thing, what we agreed to. I want you to be a person that I can trust your word and what you're going to do, right? Like, I just want to be able to know that you're going to do what you say you're going to do and you're going to be who you say you are to me, right? Very, very simple shit. Very, very simple shit. I don't want to have to tell you what to do all the time. I don't want to have to control you. I don't want to have to dictate to you. I don't want to have to tell you the same thing over and over again. But the way they act like women just want to nag and all of that is insane to me. Like, nobody wants to fucking do that all the time. I would love for you to just do it so I don't have to tell you. I would love for you to do that shit. What do you mean? Okay? But no, y'all wanna act like if we say it a certain way, then all of a sudden you're going to respond. And no, you're not. You just really want time in between you having to do something or you having to, shit or get off the pot, basically. Basically. Because a woman a lot of the times will give you a chance to fix some shit, and men will fix it for 5 minutes and then turn right back as soon as she get comfortable again. So you gotta be paying attention to these patterns, okay? You gotta be paying attention.
Again, how is you motherfuckers that don't even know a bitch, just know what's on the internet, can have a say-so about somebody's life when y'all life is not even fully together?
Ain't she saying the same thing Rennie Rucci was saying? That we can't tell you being abused and that you should leave because we got bills and I got some laundry to do? I'm not rich, so I can't tell you that nigga going upside your head is a bad idea? Oh, okay, girl.
He who has not seen, you cast the first stone. God knew that we was imperfect people. We was never going to be perfect. But long as we try, he'll meet us where we at. And this a person, I am a person that try. I try to do right. I'm trying to be a wife. I'm trying. And long as I know that I'm trying, if this marriage failed tomorrow, I can honestly walk away and say, I tried. I gave it 100%. God, I know you pleased with me. A lot of things I posted on this internet about my husband, I was wrong.
So, no, you posted pictures and videos of bruises on your face. Don't fucking do that.
Don't ever think that I'm a victim, because one thing about it, y'all can never think I'm gonna let a nigga just whoop on my ass. And I don't know.
You are a victim and you do let him whip on your ass. Because you fight him back does not mean that he's not a man exploiting the fact that you're a woman that he can beat on.
Oh, who need to hear this? Yes, I do. Let me tell y'all something. The comments that get me.
But yeah. I said, so you not leaving. Because she the main one up there talking about Cassie. Well, Cassie stayed. It's like, actually, no, Cassie left. Well, after a whole bunch of time. Yeah, that's how abuse works. That's how abuse works, hon. Takes you a long time to see it for what it is. Speaking of Cassie, this really pissed me off. So y'all know the nigga that they had in the documentary, Clayton Bigsby looking ass nigga, right? Um, and you got to understand, this is why I never looked at the male prostitutes like I was going to have actual empathy or sympathy for them, because I look at men differently than women. And I know that a lot of the times men that are prostitutes have more power in their dynamic, simply because it's a difference between who's getting fucked and who's doing the fucking. Let's be real. Okay? Let's stop with the bullshit. Y'all can There was a moment in the documentary where this man says that he and Puff were going back and forth with her for hours. And I believe he's the one that also peed on her with Puff. I think that what Puff did to the man, and the man was already probably fucked up. You know, most men have that misogyny and that sexism and viewing women as sexual objects. They've been raised to view women like that, right? But I think eventually, when you having sexual experiences with a man that's doing depraved things to a woman and you're being paid to do it, so at first you go along with it because the money, right? And who they are. And at first it's enjoyable. But once you realize that it's not from her own choice and you still continue to do it, you're enjoying being paid to abuse her with him. Because he said, yeah, we just kept going back and forth. And then when she talked about being peed on, it was him. It was, a prostitute in Puff that peed on her. And she was like, at some point, she couldn't even breathe because of how much it was. And I'm like, yeah, nobody wants that. I know y'all think that the girls want that, but a lot of times the girls don't really want that. Like, no one really wants to be defecated on. I don't think so. Point me the girl and we'll go down her family line and find where she was severely abused before we get to her wanting to be defecated on. Because I'm sure it's in there somewhere. Okay? This man is now suing Cassie because she gave him an STD. Now, I'm wondering how that's all going to work out, since he was a paid prostitute that kept going back over and over again. And y'all know how y'all love to bring up somebody going back over and over and over again. So when did you stop going? Was it before or after you found out about the STD that you had gotten? Because if they can prove that you kept doing freak offs after you got diagnosed with the STD, they can prove that that's not the reason why you stopped doing the freak off. So why are you trying to sue her for it now? Why aren't you suing Puffy? Why are you only suing her? Even though you're also accusing Diddy. Howard also claims that Cassie allegedly gave him an STD, pressured him into sexual encounters under direction of Diddy, and even alleges a child was aborted without his knowledge or consent. Yeah, you're a leech. You're a grimy ass nigga that's just trying to find a way no matter what. You're a roach coming through the concrete. And in all honesty, I feel like a part of Diddy's abuse of Cassie was having her have sex with men like you that would never otherwise been able to touch her. But because she's with him and he's paying you and you get paid and you keep showing up, like, unlike Cassie, you can go home. Everybody was missing that part. But all of the male prostitutes that were paid, they could go home. And if they dicks didn't work, then they wouldn't get asked back. There was another dude that almost fucked his dick up taking all of them pills and shit trying to get hard because he had a hard time staying hard in front of Puff because he didn't feel comfortable. But he was trying to force himself to do it. Yeah. A federal judge recently ruled that Cassie could not be reached through traditional service attempts and has now approved an alternate service, allowing Howard to formally move forward with the case. This ruling does not determine guilt, innocence, or truth. It only means the lawsuit is cleared to proceed. Alternate service is used when a defendant can't be reached through standard legal delivery. It doesn't prove the allegations. It just advances the case. And honestly, I hate the fact that the judge even allowed this, because it's just really a way to re-victimize her because she's the easier person to get money from. Right? Puff's money is all, he got a whole bunch of lawsuits. They will get to yours last. She doesn't have any lawsuits on her right now. So your lawsuit against her will probably get serviced faster. That's the reason why he decides to go after her and not Diddy. Even though you were paid so that you could have ridiculous amounts of drugged up sex with that girl's drugged up body. And I believe he was the one that was in the hotel during the freak off when Cassie tried to escape. But did he grabbed her and beat her and dragged her back? You know, how y'all keep saying willing participant, even though you literally have video of somebody running away. You literally have video of somebody running away. Now you got hoes talking about, I wouldn't have been sitting at that elevator. I would have ran down the stairs. Bitch, a lot of y'all would have let that nigga do whatever he was doing and wouldn't have said nothing and wouldn't have never sued nobody. You would have just kept getting abused until he unalived you. Like the lady that y'all think was so much stronger, right? Kim? Y'all think Kim was so much stronger. Y'all think Kim really left. Kim did not just leave, y'all. Kim was merely replaced. And she just moved to the side and let the replacement happen. The fuck? That man still controlled her situation, regardless of what y'all are talking about. But this situation is just so despicable to me. Because to me, it just makes it even more clear that I don't have any real sympathy for the prostitute men who were paid to abuse this woman with Diddy. Because that's what I believe happened. I believe at first it was fun, like most things. Like most times when you're being set up for grooming and assault, at first everything is cool and everything is fine. But then all of a sudden, things get to a point where you're like, well, no, I want to stop. And now the person is telling you, no, you can't stop. Won't stop. And y'all, for some reason, feels like a person can't say no. And then if they say no and they're assaulted and they don't quickly leave the person out of fear or out of the fact that they're going through like, you know, an abusive cycle. So they do view the relationship in a person almost like a drug. Then it didn't really happen or they deserved it. I need y'all to get to the mind frame that it doesn't happen. It doesn't matter the circumstances of how things happen. What really boils down to is that one moment there is one person that has all the power and there's another person that doesn't have any. That's what this boils down to. That's what it comes to. That's where I need y'all to start paying attention to. Stop with all of the bullshit. A person that assaults somebody, a person that has sex with a person's lifeless body, a person that enjoys violating a woman, that gets off on watching her be tortured through sex, that is a sick individual, and it doesn't matter who else is around them in the moment. They are the individual that is promoting the harm. They are the person that's enacting the harm. That's it. That's it, y'all. Y'all like to come up with all of these fucking weird ass, you know what I'm saying? Like sayings and shit to make this shit, you know, the equal to blame. But no, I'm not going along with that. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that with y'all. Fuck all that. And honestly, because they played this clip, you know, we talked about Cassie and I ain't run my shit. I don't have it in here. Damn, I'm gonna have to, where's my shit? Whatever I want, I have to get. Whatever I want, I have to get. I'm gonna put that in here so I can run my shit. Cause that's the reason why I haven't had it, y'all. I haven't had the Diddy video in here since I moved from using StreamYard. I'm gonna get that bitch again in here because I don't know where it's at. But my intro, okay, my intro that I did for Diddy, whatever I want, I have to get. Whatever I want, I have to get. Yeah. Okay, so this also came up. You didn't put it in on your doc review. I know because I haven't been doing it you know, through that system, and I forgot to put it in here because I wasn't really thinking about it, and now I can't find it. So, you know, but y'all saw it all them other times. I'm gonna find it again. It's got to be in here somewhere amongst all my downloads. But anyway, let's get into Aubrey. So, when I get to the point, this is what Aubrey said, when I get to the point of reaching out to the people around, then to confirm her presence, Aubrey O'Day has provided extra commentary on Sean Combs' The Reckoning documentary, because y'all know what they said, right? They said, I'm gonna read the original one she's responding to. A woman named Nicole Shanique said, I felt so bad watching that, finding out from a stranger via an affidavit that you were passed out and violated by 2 men is beyond traumatizing. Can't imagine how anyone even starts to process that. And Aubrey responded, when I got to the point of reaching out to the people, then to confirm her presence, certain details, which they did, I was called in by Homeland Security. They asked me not to speak about our meeting in the case. I would be subpoenaed, and I was informed by the lawyers involved that victims cannot communicate with other victims or the case could be compromised. AKA, you will never get down to the bottom line. I stayed up and watched the clock strike 12 on the day the extension of the law in New York expired, knowing I would never be able to pursue legal justice ever again due to the statute of limitations. And I still remain burdened with questions. That is so fucked up. So because they are investigating him with all of this shit, it kept her from trying to find out what happened to her and contacting the woman directly and all of that, I guess. Because you, as a victim, you're not supposed to talk to other victims, as she said. Let me see. Is it just 2 pages of the same shit? She was the only Danity Kane member who refused. Okay, listen to an old interview she gave shortly after the band broke up. And Shannon Deadass always loved you. She was the only Danity Kane member who refused to go back after he fired me. And Diddy even called her personally and told her he would make her the Aubrey of the group. Her intuition and bits of information she had observed alongside the fact that Puff thought he could make anyone me, as if he is responsible for my talent and everything I bring to the table, directed her character. I always admired her group mentality and the type of responsibility and dedication she took seriously to always act within the best interest of the group. She really was the heartbeat of the band. She said Andre Sean and Clive Davis let him ruin the company from the money to all contracts. He also managed Mary and brought her career back when she lost everything. If you Google talking about Kirk, if you Google the co-founders of Bad Boy, Kirk has literally been wiped off the map for the truth of who he was and the roles he played as the other co-founder of Bad Boy. Yeah. Yeah, it's obvious that Kirk was the one that was really handling the business and why the business side was successful when it was successful. Emmy Award winning Alex Stapleton put her all into producing a full picture of a complex man. This wasn't a sensationalized, messy rush hit job like other docs. 50 is not in the film. He is not sworn enemies with Sean. He is taking a stand for those in the hip hop culture that don't agree with Sean's actions and don't want to silence themselves into complicity. This documentary will serve as a history book to future generations and hopefully create a shift in the abuses occurring in the imbalance of power and what has been the standard operating procedure of staying silent if you want to keep your career. Because there was somebody online, some black woman asking what was the reason for all of this? Why y'all doing a documentary about him now? That's why, bitch. That's why, because victims of abuse deserve to be heard and victimizers deserve to have justice and retribution happen to them. We shouldn't continue to be abused by people because it makes y'all uncomfortable to hear truths about people that y'all admire. So you want everybody to just shut the fuck up and keep being abused so you can feel good about a nigga you don't even know? That's wild. So Ja Rule was on the internet running it. Let's get into it. Nigga always telling on somebody. Oh, dry snitch ass nigga. Now, Ja Rule, as a 50, almost 60-year-old man right now, I don't want to hear nothing about snitching from you niggas. Because every time y'all come out against this documentary, I feel like it's because you're guilty of doing the same shit and you're scared of getting caught up yourself. So you was fucking hoes with him or you fucked him or he fucked you, whichever one. But let's continue. Ja Rule said, let's be real. That nigga don't give a fuck about the victims. We all know why he did the doc. Herman's a cancer to the culture. If he cares so much, then donate the profits to charities for domestic violence. I'm not condoning Diddy's behavior. I'm showcasing Herman's character. Yeah, but you're calling it snitching. It's not snitching. That specific use of that word doesn't make it about the victims, doesn't make it about, oh, I'm not condoning Diddy's behavior. That's not how it's coming off. You saying that he's snitching tells me you're upset about him telling on Diddy. That's what that sounds like to me. Herman's no different. We know that. We know that. But that doesn't mean we're going to get mad about the documentary, nigga. It means we just going to hope that eventually there's a documentary day for that nigga too. That's the hope. Not that there are none, but that there's one for him too eventually. The fuck is you talking about? 50 Cent, real name Curtis Jackson, has been involved in at least one well-documented domestic violence incident. In June 2013, he was arrested of kicking his ex-girlfriend and mother of his son, model Daphne Joy, also known as Daphne Narvaez, in the stomach during an argument at a Los Angeles condominium, as well as destroying approximately $7,100 worth of her property, including furniture, a chandelier, a television. The altercation reportedly stemmed from suspicions of infidelity. Los Angeles authorities charged him with 1 misdemeanor count of domestic violence and 4 counts of misdemeanor vandalism. Jackson pleaded not guilty initially. So you copy and paste it from Wikipedia? What do you want, a fucking cookie? We know who 50 Cent is, bitch ass nigga. What is your point? Jackson pleaded not guilty initially, but later reached a plea deal in October 2013, pleading no contest to 1 count of vandalism. The domestic violence charge and 3 vandalism counts were dropped as part of the agreement. He was sentenced to 3 years of probation, 30 days of community service, 52 weeks of domestic violence counseling, $7,100 restitution payments to Joy, and $2,390 in fines, and a restraining order requiring him to stay away from her. All for her to end up getting beat up with Diddy. And she was in the documentary when he was on FaceTime with a woman that was her. Jackson denied the domestic violence allegations at the time through his attorney, stating he has not been arrested and there was no warrant for his arrest in 2024. Amid his production of the Netflix docuseries on Sean Diddy Combs' legal issues, Joy publicly accused Jackson of raping and physically abusing her over the years, referencing the 2013 incident as part of a pattern, though no new charges resulted from those claims. And then he got online and kept calling her a little prostitute. We know who the fuck he is. What's your point? And what is your point? Because it feels like, oh, don't tell on Diddy because, we going to tell on, nigga, tell everybody. I want everybody telling on everybody. You're right. When it comes to how y'all abuse women and children, I absolutely want y'all to go ahead and start telling on all y'all little friends, all y'all little enemies, all y'all little friends. Yay. And I love a villain takedown. What you mean? I love a villain to villain takedown. I love when good people don't have to get hurt in order for a villain to get taken down because another villain has decided they will do the job. What do you mean? What do you fucking mean? And then from there, okay, now I believe 50 Cent said, no. And then here comes fucking Marlon. Let's get into it. Now, I've been telling y'all for a while that Marlon, even though he a lot of the times will come out and say things that seem like, oh, I care about, I care about people, LGBTQ, I care about people. Yeah, no, Marlon. No. Marlon is a misogynistic sexist. And so whenever I see these niggas taking this attitude toward this documentary and then trying to make it about 50 Cent in some type of way, it makes me feel like this is your response so that we don't talk about what y'all were doing to women back in the day and what y'all are continuing to doing to women now. And we have to remember that Marlon Wayans really loved him some Kevin Samuels. And then we have to remember that Marlon Wayans told us the reason why he's never been married is because nobody could top his mom. So then I have to wonder, what is the truth of your relationship with your mom that you're lying about? Because apparently you're angry at her for something. Because the way you relate to women is a part of the fucking problem. And isn't your daughter trans, meaning that your daughter is becoming a man? Yeah. That's probably easier to deal with than your son becoming a woman. So Marlon posted this to his page and I follow him. So as soon as I saw it, I saved it. 12 years a slave. What is this supposed to mean? Now let's think about this, 50. What is this supposed to mean? Because if the implication is that 50 Cent is a slave because he decided to tell on Diddy. Are we ignoring the fact that Diddy has been a slave? If that's the case, slave to a white man. But to me, and I'm going to say this with the truth of how I view it, I would rather be a slave than to be a colonizer. I'm going to say it again. I would rather be the enslaved than to be a colonizer. And that's because I already was. As a person, as a black woman, we were already enslaved. That already happened to us. What it means to be a colonizer is to be somebody like Diddy. A slave could one day know rest. They could lay down, they could close their eyes at the end of long days, kind of like how we do now when we work. 9-to-5 jobs all the time, whole life is centered around work, but you're going to act like that's not enslavement? Okay, girl, whatever you need to tell yourself. Whatever you need to tell yourself. But essentially, a slave can go to sleep at night and close their eyes and find peace. Do you know what I've paid attention to about colonizers? Colonizers do not know rest. They may know sleep, but they don't know rest. And if you have to drug yourself to death in order to go to sleep, that's because you don't want to be clear in your dreams. You don't want the people that's on the other side waiting for your puss ass to come and get you. You don't want your thoughts and your shame and your guilt that's buried in your subconscious to come for you in your slumber. Okay? So I really want Marlon to be very clear about what he thinks he's saying, because niggas be trying to be so woke, they just be dumb. They just be dumb. People saying, we love you. Take this down. You're dying on the hill with the rapist at the top. Would Diddy do the same for you? Not even a little bit? Not even at all. Did he respond? Nope. Marlon has the tea. I think 50 got you on this one. You were dressed like a whole white woman. I look like you and your brother were, and it looked like you and your brother were enjoying it. Didn't you do a sequel? Dude thought we would resonate. Come on, man. Focus on movies. We follow you because you're hilarious, not your political or social opinions. But that's a part of the problem. That's a part of the problem, that their political and social issues will show up in their art. And y'all have to stop trying to always separate the two. I'm just being real. Somebody that still listens to R. Kelly, you got to be clear about who you talking to and what you looking at. Y'all let the facade confuse y'all sometimes. $50 said, hold up, y'all. 50 Cent said, keep my name out y'all mouth. Like, this what you got? 12 years a slave, word? I honestly feel like, what is that supposed, like, because what it does, I wish you would have spoken more. And that's one thing about Marlon. And that's why I wasn't falling for that shit when everybody was like getting in Julia Fox's ass for interrupting him. Even though I understood everybody's angst with her as a white woman, I still feel like that's his equal. A white woman is a black man's social equal to me. So if anybody could really give it to him and then he turns into a docile fucking child because her white womanness is stronger than his black maleness in his mind, right? Because he knows in a court of public opinion for white people, if he's too violent or volatile with her, then it's going to make him look bad. It's going to fuck up his opportunity. So now he know how to talk soft like Dr. Heavenly. Y'all remember that interview? I was never running to defend Marlon because I think I recognize who Marlon is. Not defending you against that white girl. Yeah, she might have been doing too much, but something tells me she's been through enough and she recognizes who you are. And when I said that, somebody was in my comments talking about Julia Fox was only with Kanye for like 30 days. I'm like, you think it takes a long time to get traumatized by a weird nigga? You think it takes a long time? You think it takes more than 30 days for a nigga to like rape, assault, drug, hit, abuse, humiliate? Yeah, you think it take more than 30 days to do some shit like that? Niggas do stuff like that within seconds of meeting women. Humiliate them. What are you talking about? Yeah, some R. Kelly I still listen to, y'all. It's a shame, I know. I'm not proud of it or anything.
He's wrong.
Oh, here we go. I'm not proud of it or anything. I'm just being honest. Okay? Yeah. Some of that shit, soon as I see you walk up in the club, I'm a flirt. But I feel good knowing he's in jail and he won't get out. And I don't want him to get out because I feel like there are a lot of people that y'all want Diddy, oh, he in jail, he gonna do it. Man, that ain't enough time. That's not enough time. Diddy didn't get enough time. And Robert better not ever get the fuck out. Because please understand, as soon as he gets out, he's gonna be, he's gonna be singing some little young girl. He's gonna be singing some young girl, into his trap. So, don't misunderstand me. I don't fuck with the nigga. And there's some songs I really can't listen to. But if I'm a Flirt comes on, just saying, it's very hard not to listen to that one. Okay, anyway. I'm tell the truth and
We all close.
I'm just being honest.
But yo, look, Puff is
Nah. You working with Pac?
Puff for 30 years.
You saw Big before he passed?
Yeah.
Bro, so you're close. And Jack, what were you saying?
In the documentary, there was insinuations of, that Diddy possibly had something to do with both Tupac and Biggie. And,
Who's telling the story, right? You can skew
people very close to the situation.
But you can
people very close to the situation, Marlon. That's who's telling the story.
You can create any narrative as a producer and as a director and as a story.
Yeah, you can. You can. You absolutely can. But let's be very, very clear. Are you telling us that we shouldn't believe Kirk Burrows? Are you telling us that? Because I want you to specifically say it, Marlon. I want you to specifically say about your mouth, be very clear. We shouldn't believe Kirk Burrows when he says that Puff called him and told him to cancel Big's flight to the UK. If you want to ignore the fact that the record label exec made his unsafe artists, go into enemy territory against his wants and his wishes. Yeah, if you want to ignore that fact, we can ignore that. But I want you to call Kirk Burrows a motherfucking liar, Marlon, since you know.
Storyteller. I can create a narrative. I could be like, you know what?
You have.
I could create a narrative.
Well, we see it all the time in reality shows.
Like,
reality shows.
Yeah,
You write a
narrative. It doesn't mean it's true. I can get interviews. I can do this. I can get footage, and I could make you think this about that person.
Nah, for sure, yeah.
And it could not be true. Okay, it could not be true. It could not be true, but it could be true. What you're doing is telling us that it didn't happen simply because, oh, look who's telling the story. As if 50 is the only person. As if Netflix could put up a fucking documentary knowing that they would get sued if there were lies in it. I want us to be very clear. I want us to be very, very clear. I believe everything Kirk Burrows said. I do.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's true. So for me, I think, look, 50 and Puff have a long-term beef. It's personal. It's between.
People are saying 50 for doing it, but 50's right for doing it. It's divided.
It's between him and Puff. And before it's between him and Puff, it's between both of them and God. Just the way Puff is down on his luck and 50's.
This is not somebody being down on their luck. I really hate that you frame it that way, Marlon. I really hate that you frame somebody that never paid their artists, that stole from everybody, that stole from producers, stole from artists, that raped and assaulted women. Okay, because that's what's being said here. If you beat the girl up and then have sex with her right after, that is considered rape. Because the abuse is the coercion. Okay? So, yeah. You're basically saying that him being held accountable is him down on his luck. That is so fucking dangerous. That is so fucking dangerous. Wow. Wow, Marlon. Just wow. I think this puts the nail in the coffin for me.
Kicking a man when he's down.
God is going to.
If 50 ever lucked
Kicking a man while he's down. You mean like he kicked Cassie while she was down?
turn up on 50, that you got to be careful what you put out. There's a karma to every action that you do.
He's wrong for doing it, but 50.
Yeah, there is. There is karma. There is karma. Why are you trying to protect Diddy from his? Marlon, why are you trying to protect Diddy from his karma by telling us that this is kicking a man when he's down, to document the abuse in a succinct way that makes it clear so that the overall public can stop believing lies centered around an individual with a lot of power and influence. Torre is over there fighting for his fucking life on TikTok right now because he got talked to after the trial was over. People are being threatened to tell a certain story. So Marlon, why are you coming to the front to defend Puff? Did somebody hit you up and remind you of a tape or a video they have of you? Because that's what these moments where y'all could just shut the fuck up make me think of, right? You really could just shut the fuck up. Because why are you collectively okay with a nigga never paying anybody? Why are you okay with that? Oh, it's just a business. That doesn't make it okay. That's the whole reason why your brother wanted to create his own shit, because of how black people weren't getting paid. And you got to grow up in a Hollywood where you were paid because your brother saw how black people were being treated and decided to do something different. Decided to be of action instead of words. Because that's what a lot of y'all do now. Whenever somebody asks for accountability, then all of a sudden, what are we supposed to do? You're kicking him in while he's down, just like he did that fucking lady, just like he did that woman. Marlon's hatred for women is the reason why he wants to see this situation the way he sees it. Period. Hey, Themis. Girl, these men crying is sick. Sounds like they are all in some mess. Thank you for the super chat. And I agree. It definitely feels like, are you on tape, Marlon? Because I could absolutely see you on a tape, especially back then. When I think about the person that Marlon Wayans played on Above the Rim, I'm like, you're that person in real life, aren't you, Marlon? Don't y'all love a nigga that try to act like they stand up for what's right and all of that, and they have integrity, but really they don't? And it's very interesting when you see it. Ashley, thank you for the super chat, love. Keep sharing your magic, Bondi. I love sharing your channel out. You uplift me every chance I get to listen to you. I want everyone to watch. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, love. Keystar, thank you for the super sticker. Okay, sneak peek. Thank you. I appreciate y'all showing love to the channel. Okay, also don't forget about my merch. Okay, the QR code is right there on the screen, or you can go to paperluckstudios.com and purchase my The Community Is Not Okay merch, or you can also purchase my coloring book and my puzzle that I have. Okay, thank you. All right, in collaboration with Paper Luck Studios, I have brought you a cute little line. Okay, a cute little line of things to remind you that the community is not okay. And to this, just chill out sometimes and get off your phones and color. Okay, color. Do a puzzle. Do some journal prompts. You know what I'm saying? Think about yourself. Be a little introspective. You know what I'm saying? With a little jerk if you'd like, okay? It's for the girls. But yeah, Marlon sounds like somebody hit him up a few times, texts, phone calls, emails. Hey Marlon, we would really love. Hey Marlon, we would really love. Hey Marlon, we would really love if you could speak out on Puff's behalf. We know you guys go way back, and the court of public opinion is tearing him up right now. And he's gonna be getting out of jail in 2028, and we're definitely gonna need people on his side. Remember, yeah, it's giving that they're still doing their bad boy street team shit, where they try to get the groundswell, change the narrative. 50 Cent and Alex Stapleton and everybody that was involved in that documentary created a succinct, clear picture of who the fuck Sean Combs is, regardless of whether y'all want to believe if he's responsible for Tupac and Biggie. At the end of the day, what they did get accurate is that Keith D is about to start trial for Tupac's murder, and Keith D said that it was set up by the Crips by way of Puff and the nigga Uncle Dick, or whatever the fuck the nigga name was. Kip, Dick, I don't know, something like that. Something like that. A nigga that looked like he fuck boys too. Okay? I be looking at a lot of these niggas like, y'all niggas really be out here looking like y'all fuck boys. Okay? It be a lot of homophobia, but then like fucking other men on the low. I don't like it. It's weird. Seems like Marlon is just trying to separate himself from the people who didn't support Diddy, because Diddy will be getting out after he served his well-deserved prison time. He need more prison time. And we'll see if he ends up getting out. We'll see. We'll see. Because here's the thing. Once Keith D trial start, and if they're actually able to connect Puff on paper in a courtroom to Keith D and Tupac's murder, that means it's going to come back to Biggie. And it's already being put out there. It's already being put out there. If there's a paper trail of some sort and it can be used in court, he might not really get out. Or if he gets out, he might go right back. So I guess we just going to have to see. But either way, I don't think the nigga knows peace. And that feels great to me. Let's hear what the Breakfast Club people had to say.
But 50 Cent posted Marlon Wayans from White Chicks and said, "Keep my name out your mouth, boy." And then Marlon Wayans is coming back on Instagram too. You about to say something, Charlotte?
I was gonna. How come nobody ever says that when it's white producers? Like TMZ did docs on Diddy. There was docs on Hulu. How come they weren't
Peacock.
kicking? How come Peacock? How come they weren't kicking the person when they down? Why do we only say that when it's a black producer? And especially when 50 and
Because Black people are especially when it comes to protecting Black men, and only when protecting Black men, we're supposed to be race loyal. We're supposed to ignore the abuse so that we can protect the image of one Black person whose image is not good anyway. Because in real life, everybody knows exactly who the fuck Diddy is, and we never understand why there's an influx of people that will defend him when for the past 30 years, everybody has been whispering and talking about how that nigga ain't shit and he don't pay none of his artists and that nigga weird and he make all of the grown-ass men in hip-hop feel uncomfortable. Like, if given the opportunity, he would fuck them while they would sleep. That's how a lot of people feel about Diddy.
Diddy got a personal issue. So like there's no reason for 50 to have any type of loyalty to Diddy in any way, shape, or form.
You know what? I didn't even think about it like that. But like you said, there's been a bunch of docs put out before
50.
And nobody said when TMZ did that whole series. Nobody said when the Peacock doc and all those other docs. Nobody said nothing.
It's investigative reporting when they did it. When they do it.
But he wasn't in jail yet. Was he? Like, no, he wasn't.
Which makes it worse.
He wasn't going through trial.
Which makes it worse because he was going through trial when they were doing these documents. When they were doing these documentaries. I think it makes it worse.
But he thought
because the jurors
win.
could have had a chance to watch it. People could have had a chance to watch it. I think it was worse.
And what is this documentary doing other than telling a story?
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, it's just telling a story.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a story based off Diddy's actions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how's that kicking him when he's down?
I mean, how I seen it.
And aren't you supposed to kick your enemy when they down?
I mean, yeah, all the
don't
time,
like
stomp
Diddy.
him in the ground. But I'm saying, like, he's in jail, like he's in prison right now. So I feel like that's what Marlon is saying. Like, it's nothing that Diddy can do. He's not home walking around free. Like
Yeah, and just because he's in prison for 4 years doesn't mean we should stop talking about all the abuse that he subjected people to. Because obviously the prison time is not fucking enough.
he can't do nothing.
Oh my God, why do you have to be the nigga devil's advocate all the time? Jess?
His hands is tied. So
like he can't respond back?
Yeah, like or
Yes, he can. What did y'all not see? And did y'all not watch the documentary? Because if you watched it, you would see that Diddy always has the capability of tapping people. They're called his lawyers and his fucking sons. They do all the shit for him. What are you talking about? I can't do nothing, but you can. God told me not to do nothing, but you can. He literally said it in the documentary that all he has to do is tell his kids to do the shit. He ain't even got to tell them. Just impress upon them that it's their responsibility. They gonna do it.
yeah, he can't do anything. Send the flowers. I mean, whatever. But
Also, 50's not the only producer on this documentary.
What do you mean?
Yeah, no. I do know that.
What do you mean sending flowers? That's letting him know he can be touched, bitch. That's old school. What do you mean? What do you mean? Sending somebody flowers, sending anybody anything when y'all are in discourse is always a signifier that I know where you are and I can be touched. Girl, you ain't watched enough hood films and mob movies to know these tactics. I wish if y'all was gonna be street bitches that y'all would actually engage in historical content about street shit so you would know like some of these things that nobody has to actually explain because context clues, bitch. Why would I send you flowers that means well? When you talking about me, when you putting me on blast and exposing me, nigga did an expose on me. You think I'm gonna send him flowers? That's supposed to be good thing? No, Biggie even has a song that it's gonna be a whole bunch of slow singing and flower bringing if my burglar alarm starts ringing. Like it's a line in one of the niggas' songs.
That right?
Yeah,
there's other executive producers on this documentary.
50,
so why is 50 the only one that's kicking him down? It sound like Diddy getting jumped to me.
This is 50. It was 50 idea, right? This off. If 50 didn't have the idea to do it, it wouldn't have been done and executed this perfectly.
I doubt it. I doubt so.
Really?
I almost guarantee somebody probably came to him and said, "This is what they want to do."
Yeah, he's the executive producer.
I've been on the receiving end of those kind of phone calls where people want to come and they'll be like, "Who's a person we could do a documentary on?" I'd be like, Elvis.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, Ja Rule said he's about to do his own documentary because, and speaking of kicking your enemy,
he doing his own.
Ja Rule, I mean, he's just trolling 50 Cent, but he's basically saying, he's calling 50 a hypocrite. He's saying, you got your own stuff that people could talk about, so you need to step on out of this, and I'm going to do my own documentary. And he's trying to make it seem like, 50 Cent doesn't really care about the victims and people that are on the receiving end of this. It was all about getting the story out. So he's like piling on
None
to
of
the
these people that do
50
these
should never did it.
documentaries care about the victims. No. Okay, and Ja say he trolling until a production company actually approaches him and say, "Hey, you really want to do this?" I guarantee. I'm telling you, it's the game.
Well, he didn't even say he was trolling. I took it as he was trolling. He said, "I think I'm going to start doing docs. There's a lot to unpack here, allegedly," and he posted some past things that have been alleged on against 50 Cent. So, yeah, this doc.
All right, that's enough of that. Girl, I just feel like anybody that is taking that stance is just trying to hide their own shit. Or you're ignorant. And you still are under this illusion that we have to protect harmful Black people from the consequences of their actions. And you wonder why the community is not okay. It's because y'all always want to protect niggas. Y'all always want to protect niggas. And it's like, why? Why are you trying to protect somebody that's always harming other people in the community? Like, he's hurting the community. And y'all are like, but he's Black. But he's Black, y'all. Like, come on. His mama wrote a statement, but I don't care because I heard that lady not even really his mama. That's his auntie. That's what they saying now on the internet, girl. I don't even know. Okay, I don't even know. But I do want to move on from there. But I'm not going to believe anything that his mom says because you don't want nobody wants to be seen as somebody that neglected and abused their children. Y'all don't never like to admit when y'all neglect and abuse y'all children until y'all drunk at family dinners and holidays trying to make the children feel bad. Then you talk about how you don't like them and how you wish you never had them and all of that. So let's move on. So, did y'all see that Natalie Nunn rolled up on Lyrica Anderson and her mom? Natalie, they were eating at a restaurant.
The real situation.
Hold up, let me. Okay, here I'm about to show y'all the clip, and then we're gonna get into the responses. But basically, I don't trust anybody that's involved in the production of Baddies. I've never thought that Natalie was a good person. I always thought Natalie was a shitty, fucked up individual when I saw her on the show. And I also feel like rampant anti-Blackness in Black people is a problem. I think that she's one of those people. Natalie is one of those anti-Black people. Like when it was time for her to be a bad girl on Bad Girls Club, one of her favorite things to do was to be colorist. Was to be prejudiced. Keep talking. I run LA and to do the whole ew ghetto girls thing. Right? So I think it's hilarious that you are now one of the most degenerate examples of a woman. And I think it's because she sees herself like Lemuel. You think you're going to be able to exploit the hood booger people, right? You're going to adopt their aesthetic after you spent years talking shit about hood people. You're going to adopt their aesthetic. You're going to go to the hood and find girls that you can exploit. And in the process, you're going to rise to riches and fame. And maybe one day you'll get the validation of either the Black men or the white people that you're trying to get close to. But ultimately, you're a woman. And at some point, you will be reminded that you are a half Black woman, Natalie. Which means the people who you think will defend you and protect you will eventually hang you out to dry as collateral damage when it's time to save themselves. So please know, when the people come knocking because they've now discovered whatever illegal is going on over there that could possibly be taking place, because I can pretty much guess with all of those girls that have pimps and prostitutes and all, all of that shit that's going on, y'all are doing some illegal shit. That's just how it comes off to me. I could be wrong. It's fine. But when a federally hood come knocking, Lemuel and his Israeli government connections will be able to throw you out to the wolves as the person in charge because you allowed them to, make it seem, you know what I'm saying? Like to make it seem as if you had the same power in this dynamic, but really, no, you don't. You're just a person that they use to bring people in because of the baddies thing, right? Bad Girls Club, that connection. But you have obviously, like Lemuel has obviously come in and usurped a brand that you were trying to create at some point. And all of the shit that's happened, you will eventually be held accountable for. And they probably won't. But this was her rolling up on Lyrica Anderson because they were working on a song for Baddies apparently. And Lemuel had an issue with Lyrica being on the track. And so then Lyrica was like, okay, that's fine. Y'all gonna have to pay me for the track then. And now I guess Lemuel was trying to snake out of paying her. Again, when we make these recognitions that people are acting like Puff, motherfuckers not getting paid is a huge sign. Not just that Lemuel is a skinny-faced black dude that look like he can barely keep his mouth open. His mouth closed, because Lemuel does look like him. Don't forget an S-curl on top of it. And the anti-black sentiments that lie under the surface, even though exploiting black culture. Like, that's what I just want y'all to pay attention to the themes presented today. Okay?
Hi, Mom. Listen, my issue right now with you is the simple fact that you can say however you felt about the record, and I was okay with that. But I didn't like the fact that you brought up she's not loyal to friends, she's not loyal to any of the baddies, but you also said she's not loyal to her family or her kid. Don't ever say no shit about my family ever again. Don't fucking do that shit.
We can show you what you want to do.
That shit is fucking wrong. That shit was wrong.
Okay. So first of all, you roll up on this lady in this restaurant trying to embarrass her with her mama. But then on top of that, you got some fucking punks with you that apparently want to fight somebody mama. I'm sorry. What?
I've never spoken about you, your family. I have never.
She's drunk like always.
I'm going to tell you what. That lady is sitting down minding her fucking business. She could have been drunk, bitch. And I swear, oh, Lord. Like, this is the type of shit that I feel like, you gotta have a blick everywhere you go, because who the fuck is y'all rolling up on like this? Who are you talking to? Like, are you a punk threatening to beat somebody mama's ass? Is that what I'm perceiving in this moment, sir?
I have never got involved on Love and Hip Hop. Never said anything about you or your family. It doesn't matter. She just stuck with the record stuff. You said you did. We just looked it up. Literally, you sure did on that podcast. Why would you say, oh, she's not loyal to her husband or her kid? Why would you do that? Because you ain't never been loyal to your shit either. So, bitch, what's your motherfucking now?
The real situation is with this record, I'm going to say it again, and I'm tired of saying it, is I was talking to Natalie Nunn about doing a record with me because she wants to be a rapper now. Cool, come do this feature, let's do the song, see how it happens. She convinced me and my manager for me to get on her record. I got on it, long story short, I rapped on it. Lemmy hit her first, then hit me and said he wants to now get on the record because now he wants to be a rapper. Cool. I set up the studio session. I got the writers to write his verse. Now he's trying to, how you just gonna roll with one writer and be like, he wrote it by himself? Like, you are a bitch. He didn't write the verse by himself. So when you promote it, one that's supposed to make you feel better, that's not by law. That's not gonna work. It does not work that way. That's like being like, oh, I'm not a part of a record. I didn't write on whatever record, big records I wrote on because they just decided to take Lyrica off. Like, that's not legal. You cannot do that. So yes, 4 different writers for one verse. So while you paying him and you trying to bleep out the amount, you still got 3 other writers that you didn't pay. And Natalie, you can't keep a friend for shit. The real situation is with this record, I'm going to say it again.
So they not paying several people. Okay.
And nobody from your
I mean, I can already tell that Lemuel don't want nobody else around him to eat. I can already tell because the girls on Baddies not eating. The girls on Baddies are not eating. The girls on Baddies get that little bit of fame, and then they're going to take their asses right back over there to OnlyFans where they can actually make some bank. Because I promise you they not making it on Lemuel shit. But them being seen and becoming famous, then they go do OnlyFans and they can make money based off of the people that saw them because of Baddies. But that's still just giving them more clout to be involved in prostitution. Which, again, y'all know I'm not against sex workers. I just don't like the exploitation of men, women, and children against their will. Meaning that if a woman is selling her own coochie because she wants to do that, that's one thing. But the way y'all set up systems in order to mind fuck and disenfranchise so that you can exploit these women's coochies, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that.
With you, all the girls on there talking about how you're a horrible friend, fake friend. Bitch, I've known you for 20 years, and I can't even believe you would put it, because it's not about me not being on the record. It's all the extra coming with it. Like, what? It's the carry-ons, it's the notes and the posts and the IGs. I did an interview and they asked me, where does your friendship stand with Natalie? We see you guys together. You guys just did a song, something like that. I answered and said what happened because I was asked. Other than that, I haven't talked about it. We shot a whole video for 2 days that I put together. I paid to get the song mixed. All these different things. I literally helped y'all make the whole play. And then you mad at me? And then you gonna pay that he didn't even write it by himself. You can't keep a friend for shit. Like, I don't know why I expect loyalty out of Natalie. You're not loyal to your husband. You're not loyal to your family. You're not loyal. You're not a friend. You don't love anyone. You are incapable of love and empathy. You are a fake person and just all about clout and how you can come up. And I don't give a fuck who says, oh, you were just doing it. I'm doing this because this is my story. And I'm going to tell my side of the story when I'm being sent clips. Yeah.
So, yeah, I believe Lyrica.
I originally was being a good friend, and I said, hey, let's put Lyrica on the song. Maybe that would be cool. I sent you the record. You got on the verse. I wanted to proceed with it, so I contacted me and my team, Terrius, to shoot the video. Lemmy's verse was written by 2 a.m. It was not written by you. You sit up here and tell everybody that everybody got cut out, all these random people that don't exist. You did not write my record. Baddie Bad was my record. You didn't have nothing to do with the record. You didn't put no plays together. You then went on podcast and said all of this shit, a bunch of fucking lies, and proceeded to say on an interview, well, I don't think it was all Natalie, it was probably Lemmy, and he's just mad because I wouldn't hook up with. You just made up a bunch of shit. Like, girl, cut the bullshit. And I'm noticing that motherfuckers want clout so bad off of baddies and Zeus's name and all that. You guys. I originally was being a good friend, and I said, hey, let's put Lyrica on the song. Maybe that would be cool on these podcasts and just talk about Natalie. And I get it, I'm the clout. Talk bad about Natalie. Talk bad. Why don't you talk about how I paid your rent multiple times? I have all of the motherfucking cash apps. Bitch, I paid your rent. I'm a disloyal friend. What? Nah, I really need some help. Can you please help me? I have text messages. I have the screenshots. But I'm a disloyal friend? Bitch, fuck you. Don't ever mention my family. Don't ever say disloyal with my name in it, bitch. Because I wasn't disloyal when I was paying your rent and helping a friend out. I am sick and tired of the fucking bullshit and the lies. So yes, I walked up on you to address it. Everybody online talking about, nah, why didn't you swing if you were real baddie? What does a rich bitch like me look like swinging on a peasant? The fuck? What? So that the bitch can sue me? I'm smarter than that. I thought y'all knew that. Guys, go on.
Lyrica is the only person with talent in the situation. Pay attention to that as well.
My phone died and I cannot wait to get to a fucking charger because I've been out all day doing family time. Something you don't do, Natalie, you fucking crater face, long chin ass, ugly bitch. First of all, I'm out eating with my mother and her dog, totally unaware that you're about to walk to my table with 5 people and a camera hidden where you're recording and nobody even knew you were recording, you sneaky bitch. But since you were recording, do me a favor and show the whole video, please. Show the whole video, because I followed you outside and you fucking ran. You fucking ran, you scary bitch. I'm not even a fucking fighter. And I followed you outside. Your homegirl got in my face and said, she's done talking. I said, I'm not talking to you. I've known her 20 years. This ain't your beef. Excuse me. You fucking had a guy. My phone died and I cannot wait to get to a fucking charger because I've been out all day doing. Don't call me no bitch.
Okay. So let me see. What else?
Where's Curtis at? Where is Curtis at? Cause Jacob, I know you ain't still dealing with this shit. I know you not still dealing with this cheating ass bitch. And she online talking mess. She had a whole relationship with Curtis. Madly in love with him. Telling me how she's trying to get pregnant for him. Calling me to lie to Jacob for her. Please tell Jacob I was with you. Say I was with you and I'm really with Curtis. Girl, wow. The whole time he was in Atlanta when we shot this video, you had a whole nother man with a $40,000 chain on, green. Wow. With some green in it that you bought him. Oh, wow. You literally pay your side niggas.
Ooh.
What are you talking about?
Yikes.
Like, you don't even want to do this with me, Natalie. You walked up to my table with 5 people. That ain't gangster. You over there talking shit and all this shit from online. Literally, you didn't come up to my table with you and your mother. You came with security. Ooh. Girl, bye. Okay. I'm up running errands in my damn pajamas. We still talking about this. Let's go. First of all, Natalie, you paid me $1,000 for something that I did for you that you owed me. Let's start there. Okay. Secondly, you ain't never paid my rent, baby, and my rent ain't never been $1,000. Where do I live? In a rock? In a box? Because you can't even live in a motel for fucking $1,000 a month. So who the fuck is you talking about you pay my rent for fucking $1,000? And bitch, you stayed in my motherfucking house while you shot Bad Girls Club. I gave you a place to stay. You know Lemmy because of me. I introduced you to Lemmy at my birthday party. In all actuality, bitch, you owe me back pay and all type of shit.
Wow.
Run the bag. Since you tricking on niggas that you cheat on Jacob with.
Wow.
All them little boys you pay hush money to be quiet. Let's talk about it. Hold on right quick. Okay. Natalie, and somebody just tagged me in your live because you got me blocked. Nobody ever, my mother never said that nobody pushed her down. I put my arm in front of my mom and I pushed her down. I would fight before I would ever allow my mother to do anything. So I told her, sit down, Mom, I got this. She never said nobody pushed her down. So watch the video and everybody can see it. If y'all really, really listen, y'all can understand the story. Natalie's a
I'm very clear on what's going on. Natalie and Lemuel don't want to pay people and are trying to find ways not to have to pay people. That's what it seems like to me.
I'm never going to go back and eat at that establishment ever again. Because if you and your mama be going up there and eating like that and spitting food on the plate and letting the dog eat off that plate, what's up, True Foods Kitchen? Because I had just ate there. I was just in there eating.
Well, I would assume that people wash the plates before they put them back out, right? Like soap and water. Soap and water.
Eat it. I'm never going to go back and eat at that. I already talked about the record, and I was okay with that. But I didn't like the fact that you brought up she's not loyal to friends, she's not loyal to any of but you also said she's not loyal to her family or her kid. Don't ever say no shit about my family ever again. Don't.
They probably went in that restaurant and people didn't know the dog was there if they don't allow, because some restaurants do allow dogs. But probably because they had it in a carrier that made it like a baby, first of all. And out of everything that's going on, y'all think the mama spitting the food back out on the plate and giving a plate to the dog is the problem here?
We can show you what you want to do.
Right. It's also standard that all restaurants have to sanitize dishes. I'm like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
We were eating at the restaurant. You walked into the restaurant with your mama and a dog. Trifling ass shit. Now I have a bone to pick with True Food Kitchen. So those are the type of plates I'm eating off of.
See, and I don't like that type of shit. Because to me, I feel like, why are you trying to make this about the restaurant? Why are you trying to make this about the restaurant? Well, the truth of the matter is, whatever was going on, you brought your ignorant old ass in there to cause an uproar and a problem and try to prove that you big and bad with a whole bunch of punks walking behind you. You're a weird ass bitch, Natalie. And all of this is going to come to a head at some point. I know you think you over there, sitting on top of the world with your fucking head looking a mess like that. Like, I know, girl. I know. You top of the world. You're not. It's all going to come to a head at some point. It has to. Ain't no way around it. But y'all over there fucking over them people, and you can't tell me nothing different. I can just tell the way y'all moving. Like, it's definitely a narcissistic pimp hole. We tricking y'all. We making money off of y'all, barely paying y'all. It's some definite, like, pimp shit going on with the way y'all handling them people over there. Because them girls do not look like they getting paid a lot of money, but they are willing to fight and harm themselves so that they can be over there on them shows and shit looking a fool, acting a fool. Okay? Now we're going to take a quick little break and I'm going to run to the restroom. And when I come back, we're going to get into some Candy and Todd stuff. And we're also going to get into Young Jeezy, who sat down with TD Jakes. And y'all know I don't find anything more problematic than abusive men talking to preachers. Also Cardi B. So we still have a few more things to get into. And I hope you guys will like the video and keep watching. Keep supporting the channel, girl. Okay, hold up. And let me hit y'all with a little commercial right quick, right fast. Okay?
Hey everyone, I just want to basically share that I had amazing time with Reset by Design Wellness in Bali. I know you probably seen all of the pictures, all of the videos on social media with Bondi. That was a great experience. I just want to encourage you that if you're still on the fence about going on the trip, just do it. I was one of those ones who was kind of hesitant because I didn't know what to expect. I was scared of traveling by myself. But to be honest, the only regret I have is not doing it soon enough. Meeting all the ladies, everyone was welcoming. They welcomed me with open arms. They were extremely inviting. Everything was wonderful. Ty is amazing. She was very personable, easy to talk to. Any problems that you had or any questions or concerns, she was there and willing to help to make the experience comfortable for each individual. I just want to say thank you to Bondi, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to attend the trip, because I probably wouldn't even know about it. Sakina, thank you for your words of wisdom. I always have them with me. And to anyone who needs a reset and you want to go on this trip, don't hesitate any longer. Just book the trip. Don't wait on your friends. You need this trip for you. Like, your friends will see you and they'll want to come later, but you need this for you. And I hope to see you on another retreat, because this definitely will not be my last retreat attending. And hope to see you soon. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Quan, girl. Quan was super cute at the Brandy Monica concert. Okay, you all. So let's go ahead and get into the next thing. I forgot I wanted to talk about this. So y'all remember when that girl Rashida Nicole thought she had gotten a prize because she swooped in and jumped on top of Leangelo Ball's dick while he was still in a full-fledged family type unmarried relationship with Nikki Baby, right? Y'all remember that? And we was like, girl, if he would disrespect Nikki Baby, he would disrespect you. And she was like, no, I'm different. I'm different. Because that's what the bitches all think all the time. Everybody thinks that even though all coochies are generally created equal, y'all always think y'all coochie is going to be the one to make a fuck ass nigga be different. And we would love to keep reminding y'all, and we will keep reminding y'all until we can't anymore. That's not true. So this is Rashida's baby. She says, poor baby been on this earth for 6 days, still ain't seen or heard from her dad. Wow. Girl, I would love for y'all, once y'all realize that these niggas ain't shit, please don't fall into and create a narrative that can be detrimental to your child, because perception and thoughts are everything, right? So if you know this nigga about to be ain't shit, instead of creating a narrative where you complain and whine and cry and try to get the world to shame and guilt him about being an ain't shit father, you just create the mentality that fathers are not always necessary, that you need to just be the best parent you possibly can and make sure that you have a village to help you with that child. And I heard Nikki Baby is going to be a part of that village. But either way, I feel as if there is no need for you to ever be on the internet anywhere crying about this. The little girl doesn't need to grow up realizing that she's missing anything. That's the real thing. I don't like when you realize niggas ain't shit. You knew niggas wasn't shit. Y'all have these babies and then you decide to implant inside the child that the other parent doesn't want them. Instead of the realization that fathers or fucked up parents, period, aren't always necessary. Sometimes it's about the quality and not the quantity. Okay? I would be like, sometimes people have dads, sometimes they don't. Most people have moms, but sometimes people don't have dads. They're not always a thing. Okay? Because a dad is something, it's not just somebody that has sex with a woman to produce a child. It's somebody that actually wants to take part in raising and taking care of that child. And what we've learned is that a lot of men are sperm donors, but not parents. So with the knowledge of that, I feel like it's okay for y'all to inform y'all kids that are in these situations that they are not missing out on anything just because the ain't shit ass nigga is being an ain't shit ass nigga. You're not missing out on anything. If he was around you, he would probably make you realize why you wouldn't want him around you. You're not losing anything. You haven't lost anything. You're not coming into this world broken because some nigga that wasn't shit from the very beginning is choosing to stay consistent. You know what I'm saying? And yes, we do retreats. If you guys did not know, link down below in the description box. To Reset by Design Wellness, we do women's only retreats, but we're also doing a vacation to Thailand for men and women. So you can find that on the website, resetbydesignwellness.com. Okay, but there's 2 different tabs. The retreats are all women except for the couples one, because we have a couples retreat in Riviera Maya next year. We have a trip to Tulum next year, and we have a trip to Mauritius next year for our actual retreats, which come with mental health and mental health and stuff like that, like a therapist. We do all kind of stuff, girl. But the other thing, to Thailand 2026 is just a vacation. So men and women are allowed to sign up for that one, and men and women are allowed to sign up for our Riviera Maya couples retreat. Okay, so we hope you signed up for that one if you want to go on a couples retreat. But yeah, y'all, don't forget, we're going to Mauritius. That's one of the main ones. Mauritius is in Africa, so we're going to Mauritius, and hopefully we can get our Tulum and Riviera Maya trips booked up as well. But right now, Mauritius is mainly the one that's booked. Okay, so we are going to Mauritius. Okay, I had never even heard of it, girl. I can't wait to go. I just know Ty is going to put together something beautiful because she always does. If you don't know, Reset by Design Wellness and I have already been on 3 trips. We've been to Ghana, we've been to Thailand, and we just came back from Bali just this past year, which is what the ads are from. So, yeah, if you would like to join us and become a part of the CLIQUE, because we really do create a sisterhood and a bond and a community. We support each other. We, a lot of us have visited each other and seen each other outside of the group. Yeah, it's really the shit. So if you want to become a part of the CLIQUE, resetbydesignwellness.com, link down below in the description box. Okay. Yes, girl. And we do healthy trips, right? So we don't have people that don't know how to handle themselves, meaning like you're not gonna fuck up no trips. Okay. We don't deal with that type of stuff. If you humbuggish, stay home. Okay. If you humbuggish, stay home. This is a safe space. That's what we trying to do. Safe space. And it's beautiful every time. Every single time. So, yeah, Rashida Nicole confirms divorce from LeAngelo Ball, says he was absent through her pregnancy, and issues a public apology to Miss Nikki Baby. Oh, wow, how the tables turn. This is a lot. She said, I didn't want to speak on this, but the questions and assumptions have become overwhelming. Bitch, 4 pages. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna just read through some of it. Yes, I'm going through a divorce. No, I won't share details while it's in litigation. And yes, I chose for my child's father not to be at my delivery. That decision came after months of emotional pain, hurtful words, and complete absence during the most vulnerable season of my life. Yeah. Yeah. There are statistics on how often pregnant women are abused. And how a lot of the times niggas will wait to get you pregnant in order to abuse you whilst you are pregnant. Their most fucked up shit will happen during pregnancy. And I do believe, because a lot of them, especially when they're misogynistic or hate women, on some level deep within them, because it's been implanted by the patriarchy, sometimes they don't even recognize it. I believe they are deeply jealous of when women are gestating because it's something they can't do. I'm just saying. Like, why is it that y'all like to abuse and almost kill women, mostly when they're pregnant? Not just because they're weakened and they're in a weakened state, but also because you're extremely jealous of what they are in fact doing by bringing life into the world. They devalue that so much that y'all don't recognize how much they envy that. Like men, misogynistic men that hate women, they really, really envy women. Two things: the ability to be beautiful and attractive and seductive. They envy women that, and then they also envy women the ability to hold life within our bodies and then gestate, full pregnancies and push out babies. Yeah, girl, shit that y'all think is run of the mill stuff, they really be jealous of, girl. But yeah, let me continue. Anyway, she said, yes, I'm going through a divorce. All of that. He ain't help you. He wasn't shit during your pregnancy. We got it. For the last 5 months, I've done everything alone. Every appointment, every milestone, every challenge. Moments that should have been shared were lost because he chose not to show up. Literally doing to you exactly what he did to Miss Nikki Baby. Except for Miss Nikki Baby didn't force him to go to the courthouse in order to keep the relationship. One of the most shocking moments was being told at 8.5 months pregnant to change our daughter's name, the name we agreed on at 10 weeks because it was too close to your girlfriend's name, the same woman I later learned he had been lying about while still living together, etc. This isn't for sympathy or I told you so's. I've taken accountability privately and want to publicly apologize to Miss Nikki Baby for the pain I caused. I'm grateful we were able to talk, get clarity, and create space for healing and positive future for our kids. Thank you to her and her family for supporting me during the pregnancy. Your grace means more than you know, but I won't protect someone who never protected me, someone who disrespected me, lied on me, and pushed a one-sided narrative to avoid accountability, continue to inflict pain and build broken homes. Homes are not broken simply because men don't want to be available to children. Just so y'all know. Because I've seen single mothers create some of the most safest sound environments for their children to grow up in that doesn't feel broken at all. And I've also seen many a two-parent household build a bum. Do you hear me? I've seen many a two-parent household build a misogynistic, whiny, coddling ass, bitch ass nigga. I don't know what that's about, but having a two-parent household, y'all, does not, and I had one, in case you don't know me, I had one, okay? My parents were married until my daddy died in 2009. All my aunts and uncles are married, have been married. Some of them have been married to the same person since they were in high school. My grandparents were married on both sides. I come from a family of marriage, so I've been able to see how often people pedestalize marriage and it really don't mean shit, because these niggas will cheat, these niggas will beat you, these niggas will leave, these women will cheat on you, these women will manipulate you, whatever. But at large, marriage is supposed to be for men. Marriage helps men. It doesn't really help women. It just puts women into servitude. They don't know it because they think it's love. But when you turn around and pay attention to how much work you do in comparison to how much work he does, and how most women that were taking care of themselves anyway wouldn't have as much to clean up if they didn't have a nigga. But I'm glad she is taking, because this is accountability to me. Like leaving him, divorcing him, apologizing to Miss Nikki Baby publicly, and taking accountability and responsibility for your child's well-being. Yes. All of that seems like accountability to me. But I won't protect someone, blah, blah, blah. Girl, you still gonna protect them because you're not gonna tell the truth of everything in order to protect him. Talking about what she said, I haven't shared the worst of what I experienced out of respect for him as a father. In respect I never received in return. Okay, so you're protecting him if you're not sharing the worst of what you experienced out of respect for him. See, and this is the thing I want y'all to learn. If a man respects you, then you should respect him. I feel like that goes without saying, but I'll say that for the niggas that think that that I'm one of them people that think a woman should handle you any old type of way. That's not what I'm saying. I don't believe in abusive behavior from anybody. But if a man does not respect you, you should not respect him. I'm not saying be a fool, meaning don't engage in shit that might get you hurt. But please don't ever have no real sense of respect for a man that don't respect you. As soon as you see that he don't respect you, please make active efforts in your mind to not do things for him. As soon as you feel like he don't respect you on some level, you need to start pulling back on shit. How are you making that life? How is his life easy and he making yours hard in some type of way? Oh, Stop making his life easy. Stop doing it. Very, very simple shit. It's hard to do for women because that's not what we've been taught to do. But I'm telling y'all, listen to me clearly. Stop doing the shit. If a man disrespects you, stop holding him to some high esteem. If the shit is not mutual, if the respect is not mutual, there is no respect. There is no respect. She said, so no, I wasn't going to allow a 5-minute delivery room photo op for the internet. Parenthood begins during pregnancy, and even the smallest effort would have mattered, but it never came. I'm not bitter. I'm not exhausted. I carried a child that belongs to both of us, yet I've carried this entire journey alone, which should tell you that he has forfeited his right to anything. Like, that's not y'all's child. That's your child. That child don't belong to him. That child belong to you. You did all the work, girl. What does Erica De Niro tell you, hoes? Stop putting these niggas' names on your work, on your homework, bitch. You did all the work. You wrote the paper. You did the research, bitch. You baked the baby. That nigga ain't help you, he ain't even massage your motherfucking feet. He ain't do nothing for you. That's not his baby. And I know y'all be wanting to say that I want him to pay child support and all of that. Girl, I would still be saying that's not his baby. He's a sperm donor. It's not his baby. He's a sperm donor. Girl. Because, see, I'm the type of bitch that wouldn't even keep a baby I couldn't financially take care of by myself. So I would get that out of there expeditiously. If I couldn't afford to take care of a baby on my own, oh, you out of here. But if I can afford to take care of a baby on my own, and I decide to have a baby, and you decide that you gonna switch up on me, and it ain't really switch up, because if you was paying attention to how he treated Nikki baby, you would have known he was gonna do the same thing to you, because that's just how people are. But ultimately, unless they're trying to create triangulation to make you jealous, otherwise they're the same human being with everybody. It's just a matter of time. I would have said it's not his baby. I don't want anything from you. Leave me alone. Me and my baby will be just fine. My baby will not grow up feeling lost or feeling neglected by anybody. I wouldn't even want your fucking child support. Get the fuck away from me and my baby. It's my baby. You don't have any rights to it, and I wouldn't want anything from you. I don't want no money from you, because I don't want you to have a connection. I wouldn't put your name on the fucking child or on a birth certificate. Nothing. You are a sperm donor. Once you decide that you're not going to actually aid me while I'm pregnant, you're not helping me at all, it's not yours. I want nothing from you. You are dead to me and this baby. Go on about your way. And if I decide to get on the internet and tell anybody about the way you did me, that's exactly what I will do, because I don't give a fuck about protecting you. And my child would know that you are whole. You are whole, because all it takes from a man in order for me to create you was some fucking sperm. And I had all of that. So we good. You don't need a father. You just need a present, loving parent. And if I can add another motherfucker in here to help us out, that would be ideal. But I will always be telling my child, everybody don't have dads. That's not a thing. Yeah, they have sperm donors. They don't always have dads. Yeah, look around. You got people, they don't have no dads. Some people have 2 dads. Some people have 1 dad. Some people had a dad and the dad died. And sometimes you never had a dad, because some people don't want to be dads. So you're not missing out on anything. And that's a part of the problem, is I think making children feel like they're missing out on something because the father isn't present. When, to me, once you recognize he's not going to be there, then he's no longer necessary. When you don't want to be there, then you're no longer needed. That's how I would view it. But that's just me, and I'm different. And I would rather, girl, I would rather sell my virginity on OnlyFans before I submit myself to dealing with some fuck ass nigga trying to control me with money. You know what I mean? And they be mad. That's why they get so mad at the girls who do OnlyFans, because y'all are really mad that there's a space that women can go to and basically get paid for sex without y'all being able to touch them. And then y'all are addicted to it. So you can't help but to keep paying and keep watching because you're addicted to it. But you're mad at the women because they have a way to exploit your weakness like you do them, make money off of you, and you never get to touch them. Yeah, I don't know why everybody be so mad about OnlyFans, because I personally feel like I would rather do it that way than in real life, and in the way a lot of people be doing it, letting these niggas get on top of you and do their fucking business and all. Like, girl, I'd rather show a nigga a picture of my feet for $100 than to be talking to somebody for 5 seconds that I don't want to talk to. Like, I'ma just keep it a buck. You know, if I was gonna be out here selling it, girl, it would be through the screen. It would be through the screen. Okay. I mean, they also do real life. I know they do. But a lot of people don't. And everything that's on OnlyFans is not sex. And also what they do is they be picking niggas that they actually want to fuck. Like niggas that's also doing that type of content and they want to fuck him, and they'll like agree to, you know, do that type of thing. Where it's like two porn stars coming together and deciding to create content together. And you got to be safe even then, because those niggas be trying to be out here hurting bitches too. And none of it's really that safe. But if we're going to do it, there are safer ways, and y'all be mad no matter what. But then still 88 million fucking subscribers and shit. 1 point something. They say they got like 1 million women on OnlyFans as like, I guess, content creators. But there's like 88 million niggas paying to watch it. That's wild. That's wild. So y'all gonna be mad at the 1 million women that done found a way to pay their bills, but you not mad at the 88 million niggas that's paying for the shit? Yeah, y'all on bullshit. Anyway, you're biased, niggas, okay? I don't want to hear anything from men about OnlyFans because y'all are biased, okay? You're just mad. Thank you to everyone who checked on me, prayed, all of that. I'm embracing this new chapter. I'm happy that Nikki Baby and Nikki Baby's family is helping the girl.
Flashback.
Playing victim on the internet. One.
Yeah, man. Look how them niggas be bigging you up. Look how them niggas be bigging you
Move
up.
on. Things change. Yes, it may not be updated or addressed to the internet because it's not for y'all. People have private lives. We have real lives out here.
Oh, I love the way y'all put all y'all business on the internet, and then when people form an opinion about it that you don't like, all of a sudden we don't know what's really going on, even though y'all been live streaming it the whole fucking time. Girl, let's move on to Cardi B, because Cardi B said some stupid shit too.
When I get on live and when I get on spaces and whatever the fuck, and if we have a girl talk, don't think that I'm talking about my life, or don't think that I'm talking about what you call it, or you don't think I'm subbing bitches. This is just a girl talk, right? Let's have a girl conversation, right?
Right.
As a 33-year-old bitch that went through a lot of bullshit, let's talk about this, right? Let me tell y'all bitches something.
Tell us.
Let me start all over. I'm stuck. I'm like fucked up right now, because you know I was drinking for 4 days. I was drinking for 4 days and eating crackers, so my brain is still fucked up.
Okay, so I know y'all don't want to talk about this, but it's barely December 9th. And if I'm correct, she had a baby within the last month. And so when we originally were talking about the demand that she was going to put on her body post-pregnancy, yeah, I don't know if I think that you're taking good care of yourself if you spent 4 days drinking and just eating crackers because you were partying with your man for his birthday and you literally just had a baby like a month ago. So I don't know. Like, I just feel like you're not taking care of yourself, love, you know? And you working out and pushing yourself for that tour. That's a lot to put on your psyche and your body. But okay, girl. Okay, damn.
So let me tell y'all bitches something, right? When a girl and a guy are together and you want a nigga, right? You want a nigga and everything. So you start doing little petty shit so his girlfriend could see it. Like doing when I get on live, subliminals, throwing subliminals, like giving little hints that I don't know what the fuck y'all got going on. Y'all think y'all doing something. Y'all think that it's like, I don't know if y'all be thinking like it's like, oh, that's gonna make the girlfriend leave him. And I be thinking like, and it's like, do y'all really want that? Y'all don't really want that, because I'm gonna tell y'all what usually happens, right? If two people are dating and you do petty shit so the bitch could be like, you know what? You fucking with that bitch, I'm out. You know what ends up happening? He ends up hating you. If you think that nigga gonna go to you, that's not how it goes. It goes like this. The bitch walk away and never look back, and the niggas be hurt. And guess what? You probably think you're gonna get the last laugh and you're gonna get the last cry. You wanna know why you're gonna end up subliminals, throwing subliminals in the last cry? Because the nigga gonna end up hating you. Every single night when he goes to sleep and ends up realizing that he lost his bitch, you're gonna be like, damn, I lost my bitch for this whack ass bitch, for this messy whack ass bitch. And you think you're gonna end up with the nigga, but the nigga gonna end up hating you. No communication with you. No dick for you. No trick or treat for you. No nothing for you. In the last cry.
Because essentially what y'all are all doing is helping the man keep his control over as many women as possible. That's how you a good bottom bitch, is by helping the man keep his rotation and what he's doing in flow, right? And so if you, as one of the women that he's fucking with, decides you want to get all envious and you want him to yourself, you try to fuck up his relationships with other women, he will in fact eventually not like you, but that doesn't mean he won't use you. It doesn't mean he won't fuck you and disregard you. It doesn't mean at certain moments he won't make you feel like shit about yourself. He will use you as a cum receptacle. And also emotionally be passive aggressive and getting back at you because you caused these issues. But this is also a projection. At the end of the day, the only person responsible in the relationship is the person that's actually in the relationship. So the man is the one that's actually cheating. So even though he should be upset with himself so that he can act in a way that doesn't come off like lying and manipulation so that you can have as many women as possible, right? Because if the nigga was keeping it a buck, then all of y'all would know about each other and there would be no need to be doing all of this weird shit. But y'all like to lie to yourselves because the delusion is real, right? The delusion is so real for a lot of y'all. So instead, you adopt a mentality that the woman is the problem and the man not gonna really like her. To me, it's crazy that at 33, you even still think that way. What it should be, what you should understand, is that the woman is not the issue. The man is the problem because the man can't be trusted. The man never really loved his bitch in the first place because he cheated on her and disrespected her with this woman. So it's actually on him. So whatever woman he's in a relationship with, he's going to mistreat. He was already mistreating the main girl by cheating on her. And honestly, he probably put a battery in the girl's back that decides that she wants to try to ruin a relationship. That's because he talking shit about the main girl with her, because that's a part of the psychology of creating the triangulation. It's talking about the other woman while you with the side chick. Talking about your wife while you with the side chick. That's a part of it, right? Because you got to make the girl feel like she's getting something valuable and that the woman is just tripping, right? But the truth of the matter is he's being manipulative. He's manipulating a weak-minded woman that is desperate for affection because she's desperate enough to be a side chick and actually want to fight for him, which is weird. I feel like side chicks should always play their role if you're going to do that. If you're going to do that, I'm not, I come from the school of ain't nobody trying to tell on nobody for real. Like, no, like that's them people's situation. Because 9 times out of 10, women know they're being cheated on and they just don't want to be embarrassed and have it brought to their front door. But they know what the fuck be going on. And I also don't fault the women that are in relationships with married men who are out here acting like they're not married, because the married man is the problem. Meaning that if it wasn't that woman, it would be another woman, because the issue is within him. But because y'all center men in everything, that's how you view it. And I know it felt like what she was talking about was similar to this shit that happened on the weekend. This weekend, y'all. Where is that? Here it goes. So this is Offset's current girlfriend, Melanie, and her crew reportedly jumping his ex-assistant, Jordan, who 2 days ago exposed him for allegedly trying to set up Stefan Diggs. And I said, so if we thought it was a lie, y'all just proved it by jumping the girl. Damn, she not letting go of that girl here. Now y'all trying to jump her? Look at y'all fighting over dick. Now y'all are proud of yourselves because y'all are fighting over dick. And now the girl gets up there and does the still pretty. So, bitch, when I see you, are we gonna kiss? I'ma fuck you up so bad, you're not gonna be recognizable. I'll probably be okay. That's what the girl said. So she posted a text to show y'all that even after they fought, she's still okay. And I'm glad that she's still okay, because I think you're a weird bitch for trying to fight her on behalf of Offset. So this is the girl, Jordan. Hold on, what was that? I don't know what this supposed to mean. Tory got the big case. Okay. Oh, wow. Kodak Black. That was creepy. That demon touch y'all. Anyway. Guys, I still look recognizable. Oh, well, she looks like Iggy Azalea. So is this Melanie? Is this the new girlfriend? Congratulations on the album. Thanks. Where you at? Op-ass nigga. Give, drop, or don't come back around. So this is Offset texting Jordan. So he wanted Jordan to set up Stefan Diggs. So it says, op-ass nigga. I'm guessing that's in reference to Stefan Diggs. Okay, this is all alleged, y'all, but this is what they're saying. And then he says, give, drop, or don't come back around, which sounds like, let me know where you at and give me the addy to where that nigga at, or don't come back around me. So finish the mission, or I'm not fucking with you no more. Okay. That was a threat. Make sure I'm nowhere near. Her saying that whenever you decide to pop up, make sure I'm nowhere around so I don't get in no fucked up shit. Yeah, bitch, you shouldn't be doing this type of stuff. He says now, and then she says delete those texts. Finsta now send message. Yo, what you doing? In my room. Call me. Where you at? So this is all like the same day, I guess. So one is November 15th, or is that 16th? Child, I can't see. Hold up. Let me come over here and I can zoom. Hold up. That's November 16th, Sunday, 3:55 a.m. And then Sunday, November 16th, 8:35 p.m. Offset keep violating me, but stay in my phone asking me to help set up Stefan. Please, super tender. So it seems like she didn't do it, or she didn't attempt to do it, but that he kept asking her to do it, which I believe because he's been tweaking and acting like a fucking weird ass narcissistic freak that's trying to control his ex because she don't want to be with him anymore. Like, that's what it's been seeming like this entire time, that you're obsessed with the nigga because he got your girl. Right? So it sounds like she's saying, Cardi, if Cardi was talking about this shit, then Cardi might have been talking about Jordan and how Jordan was the girl that was fucking around with Offset when Cardi was still married to him, right? Ex-assistant. That means he was fucking her, right? So, you know, in these people's world, a woman that looked like that being an assistant to Offset is definitely there to have sex with him. Whether she knows it or not, she's there to have sex with him. And I think she did know that, okay? But anyway, sounds like Cardi might have subliminally been saying, and she say she don't do this, but I'm just guessing. I don't know. Sound like she might be saying, Jordan, you thought it was going to be you. You thought when you was doing all of that weird shit so I would know about you that he was going to choose you. But no, he did not choose you. He hates you. And now he just had his new girlfriend to jump your ass. Yeah, that's what I low-key feel like she might have been saying. I don't know. I'm not sure though, y'all. I can't bank on it. You know what I mean? This is all speculation. It's all speculation. Okay. Let's get into Candy and Todd right quick before I get off of here, because I am starving. Okay. Oh wait, no. We got to do this one before Candy and Todd. Okay, so TD Jakes asked Jeezy what he learned from his marriage to Jeannie Mai. He says divorce taught him he was a great husband. Let's listen in.
Did you learn from it?
I learned I was a great husband. I can't be. I got a beautiful daughter out of a situation, so there's no regrets there. But I learned a lot about myself. I learned that there's things that I continue to work on. I learned about, my preferences for things, the type of space that I need, the type of moments that I need to decompress about certain things, and this just unselfish nature, that I was selfish in my prior life. And I think just going forward in life,
trying to figure out a way how to lie. This all sounds very confusing. What do you mean your former life? Like, nigga, what were you Joan of Arc in your former life? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
it just taught me how to give someone else grace and actually listen to understand rather than just to listen to reply.
Yeah.
Because when you're sharing a life with somebody, it's almost like you don't become one, but this is a partnership, right? And so for me, it's almost like I've never experienced anything like that, just coming from where I came from. So I never had to share, you know what I'm saying? Or I never had to compromise in a way. So I just think it taught me a lot about.
So how are you a great husband when you are literally telling us that what you learned is you didn't know anything about how to be a husband? So how were you a great husband when the marriage ended shortly after it started and it ended in divorce? And a terrible divorce at that. How are you going to act like after being an utter asshole during the divorce that you were a great husband? Like, even you just saying that means you're a fucking liar and I can't listen to anything else you say. Because right after that, you just started to explain about how you had never been or seen a marriage, so you didn't know that you had to stop being selfish and that you had to compromise. What?
What compromising was like, and then things that.
And also, these fingers. Just because y'all decide to do news anchor fingers when y'all talking to people and wear glasses that may or may not have a prescription in it does not mean we should believe anything you and your button down are saying. These niggas be trying to memorize y'all. They be trying to hypnotize y'all. All this slow talking and shit. Deep voice, slow talking, and dragging it out. Look at the visuals. Look at the hands. Why are we so formal? What trouble are you trying to get out of Jeezy? Jeezy feel like he got some shit with him, and he always trying to come to us with the bullshit ahead of time. So let's just give it a moment. What else is going to come out in order for you to have to go talk to TD Jake's weird ass?
I can just work on as a person. It's a mirror.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a mirror. It's a mirror. It's a reflection. It's a funny thing. If you go deaf.
I don't feel sympathy for women. You should. You should feel sympathy for anybody that's being harmed because, we're humans and shit. I'm not saying that you should have to express that, but you should feel it.
Eventually you won't speak clearly.
And because you don't know what you don't know. There has to be room for what you don't know. Like, as far as women, the reason why I say you have to have sympathy for women is because what have I been talking about this entire fucking life? This shit starts in childhood, y'all. It starts in childhood. If people are consistently being groomed to think another way, it's very hard for them to combat that. So I think we should have some sympathy for women because women are being groomed to be with stupid ass niggas every day, B. They have to have their own experience of the stupid ass nigga in order to recognize that, oh, wait, this nigga's really stupid. They have to have their own experience of it. That's a lot of times how life works.
To me, you can't speak right if you can't listen right. So the correlation between the ear and the mouth is so connected that the speech clears when the ear is open. So when I ask you, what did you learn from it? I'm asking you, are you listening? And as you listen, that should change who you marry, if you marry again, how you communicate, your music, every aspect of your life. Is like blood. It doesn't stay in one spot. It goes everywhere. Right. So wisdom is the same way. It goes everywhere. And
what do you mean wisdom goes everywhere? I know he's okay. I'm gonna leave him alone, y'all. I'm gonna leave him alone.
And I think everything that makes you better makes you wiser. What did you learn from it?
I feel like they said a whole bunch of nothing.
I can't be. I got a beautiful daughter.
And look at y'all. Look what they said. Y'all notice he never smeared her, right? Yeah, because he did most of it in the courtroom. I feel like if you're going to act like there wasn't like months and months and months of them going back and forth in court and him seemingly just being an asshole, her saying he abused her in the process of the marriage and all of that, and now you want to come in the comments, y'all notice he never smeared her, right? Yeah, because all of the other damage has been done. Fuck ass nigga, what are you talking about? Jeannie Mai really left her first husband because she didn't want kids, only to marry a Negro who made her a single mom. Damn. What's your point? I hate the way y'all talk in these these story narrative things like that don't add any nuance to it, right? So essentially, Jeannie Mai didn't want kids with her first husband because she probably didn't really want to be with him. Because a lot of the times when women get married is because they feel like that's what they're supposed to do as women in order to be considered valuable, is to be somebody's wife. Y'all tell women this in church. Y'all tell girls this through Disney movies and everything else. So stop fucking acting like women are crazy for, wanting marriage and not really understanding the gravity of what it means to be married, right? It's because you have to get them while they're young before they know any better. And then to only marry a Negro who made her a single mom. What is your point? Yes, she then divorced the white man, married a black one, and then decided in the course of the marriage with the black one that she actually did want to have a baby now. Because guess what women are entitled to do? Change their fucking minds, especially when it comes to being in relationships or having children. Women are entitled to change their minds on that. What's your point? Y'all just be saying shit. Ladies, you see what accountability looks like? See how he didn't throw her under the bus? See how he spoke about his flaws and what he needs to do better as a person? I see you cum guzzling for dear God to make it seem, oh, look. You reposted Marlon's situation. So already, I don't know why you talking to women. Just because he did not bash her or say anything bad about her in this one clip, y'all are, oh my God, look, y'all, he didn't say anything bad about her. Do y'all see? And that's still not going to stop women from talking about y'all fuck ass niggas and their experience of you. Try again. Okay. Jeezy filed for divorce, went on a romantic vacation with Jeannie, and came back to the U.S. acting like nothing was wrong. She found out that he filed when the world found out. He is not to be trusted. Just ask Keisha Cole and his baby mother that he just walks away from just like that. Yeah, I like her comment. Her comment makes sense. Because nigga wasn't good to none of them other women. His response is not accountability. Accountability is owning up to mistakes you make and taking responsibility for your part. He literally just listed all the great things he did. Yeah, y'all don't be listening to words. He said a lot of words, but sounds like gaslighting because it was. The entire thing was bullshit. But there are people who are not that bright that are going to, first of all, some people are not that bright. It'll usually be women. But men are always fighting for their lives on the internet on behalf of other men because the more women are accessible to all men, the more they're accessible to any man. Right? So niggas are in the comments like fighting for his right to be perceived as a nice guy so that he can continue to have access to other women. Why is that advantageous for another man? Because as long as women are available to abusive men, they can be somewhere pretending to be a good guy so that they can, oh, he was abusive, come to death row. And, then they can abuse you. Okay? That's what be going on, girl. Yeah, let's move on. What was this? Amanda Seals. Oh yeah, y'all. Let's. I hate that. We have to do this one. We have to do this one. What time is it? We can. I gotta go in a minute. I gotta go. I'm sorry, y'all. We'll talk about Amanda Seals and what she said about Charlamagne tomorrow. But I have to show y'all this before I go. So Candy was on The View performing a scene from her new play that she is co-starring in on Broadway. Candy sounds really good. But he said, great job, Candy. This is from Todd's page. And Candy said, thank you, right under it. And people are in the comments, get back with your man. He said you did good, girl, while watching you on TV. You need to get back with him, girl. That's what they're saying, right? That's the comments. Get your wife back, Todd. Okay, that's what they're saying, girl. Meanwhile, I can't open TikTok. Bitch, I can't open TikTok without seeing some Candy and Todd clips from when he had his little YouTube page. What's the most recent one that I saw? Because I didn't like it or anything, but the most recent one I saw was, what were they arguing about? Whatever they was talking about, Todd is just always looking for a way to dominate Candy in conversations. Like, and it's always man-woman stuff, but it's him, you not listening, you not understanding, you not listening. He does a lot of gaslighting and manipulating Candy, but also simultaneously trying to make her feel bad for who she is and how she shows up. Damn, I'm mad I didn't save it. But that's because I didn't want to come to y'all with Candy and Todd, because whenever we post stuff with Candy and Todd, Bravo will be like, gotcha, bitch. But when I tell, oh wait, no, it wasn't Bravo. It was his YouTube page. That's what it was. Hold up. Let me see if I can find it. Girl. Candy and Todd. Todd and Candy.
And I'm like, yo, I'm riding in here.
Yeah, this the one. This the one. Soon as I click, soon.
She didn't hear me, that's fine. She comes, and I'm like, yo, I'm riding in here. She says she didn't hear me, that's fine. She comes over. Now, it's not like, hey, babe, let me talk to you. It's a little more aggressive, and you're not going to play me like in front of people. Ooh. And I'm like, yo, I'm riding in here. Talk to you. It's a little more aggressive, and you're not going to play me like in front of people like, yo, get your ass over here.
I did not say that.
Let me talk. So I'm not that guy.
I did not even say that.
I'm not that guy, but what I did.
I do notice how often men like to steamroll by saying things that are lies. And then when a woman jumps in to correct the lie, they tell the woman that she's interrupting them. I think that's a form of gaslighting as well. Because you know you're about to say something that's not true. And when I interrupt you, you'll act like the only reason you're not being heard is because I keep interrupting you.
Being extra.
No, that your energy was that. Because that's why. Well, let me finish. Okay. So I said,
right. And why is he calling her aggressive? Why is that the word that you would use? Why wouldn't you just say, okay, she a little mad at me right now. She got a little attitude, something different that would seem more like something a man would say about his woman or his wife, and not something that a white person would say about, a black woman when they were trying to make it okay for why they abused her. Right? Because you discriminate against a black woman, she gets upset about being disrespected, and then you say she's aggressive. Yeah, that's a humiliation tactic of white people. White people in racism, child. They used to love to do this. Yeah. Apparently, white men could not stop trying to fuck black women. Women, they were begging in newspapers to get somebody to do something about this free reign on black women's bodies, right? Because this is what I'm reading. I'm reading Ain't I a Woman by Bell Hooks right now. And I post clips of it ever so often. And I'm going to post one over here too on YouTube, y'all. But yeah, y'all should get into that book. It explains these things so clearly. But so many of the tropes that black men use against black women in order to manipulate them into submission comes from the things that white people used against black people in order to make it easier to abuse and enslave them. So white men really wanted to keep having free access to black women's bodies, and they would do this on the job. So if after slavery Reconstruction era, a black woman would be working for a black or a white man, and there are all these things where y'all think black women's bodies don't belong to them coming out of slavery, and then y'all also see black women as whores, sapphires, vixens, y'all Jezebels, right? And you think that women are black women specifically, you coined them as prostitutes, when really y'all are just really raping and sexually assaulting women. And then if you throw money on them, it means that you don't have to see it as rape. You can kind of clear your conscience because you gave her some money for it. And in this situation, when I hear a black man that uses every trope used by racist white people in order to continue to exploit the bodies of black women, it really pisses me off.
To her, I was like, yo, I told you, yo, I'm getting in here. So boom. Then I said to her, why don't you just jump in here with us?
Okay.
She was already kind of caught in that energy, so no. And she leaves out and she goes to the other one. Instead of just jumping in and having fun, she kept the energy and went to the other one. So then all her friends, which were females, was like, yo, please just go ride with her.
Oh, it was obvious to the people.
Huh?
It was obvious.
Because her energy, the way her energy was. And for me, I'm like, nah, fuck that. Like, we all friends. And I'm like,
girl, what do you mean? Ugh. Hold
Nah.
I mean,
that ain't
that's
how
what I would
shit.
expect.
That ain't how things work though. Just because you want to be mad at some shit that ain't nothing to be mad at.
Remember you said that.
It's more.
Okay, hold up. Because is
And
this
I'm
part
like, yo,
one?
I'm writing.
I was
I'm
trying
like,
to see, like, where's the rest of the parts to this shit? Hold up. Okay, hold up.
And I'm like, yo, I'm riding in here.
Right. Your husband decided to hop your ass in the other car. But none of the other husbands would have never did that.
I'm not like everybody else. If I'm
Of course.
if
you,
I'm
you
engaging,
were being disrespectful if
that's
they
not
weren't.
disrespectful.
It was disrespectful
You act like
as hell.
you act like we left and went to dinner.
It doesn't matter. You didn't even have no concern or care of what was going on with me. You just hopped your ass over there.
Concern or care. You were walking ahead of us. Remember, that's how you was at your Sprinter before we even got there.
First of all, I was just walking to the Sprinter in which we came in.
But you were leading, so you were.
So this is why you shouldn't be leading, Candy. Because if you're leading while you're walking and I see you get into a car and I'm like, she's in front of me, she's trying to lead me, I'm a man, I'm not going to get in the car that you're getting in, Candy, because I'm not a follower. So I'm not going to come and get in the car with my wife because I'm not going to be led by my wife. So I'm going to get in this car here to prove to you and everybody here that I'm not being led by my wife into a goddamn Sprinter van. I'm getting in my own Sprinter van. I don't care if none of the other husbands would have been, problematic like this. I'm different. I'm special. And you're not going to lead me, Candy. I don't care if you do pay for everything.
Wasn't walking with me to where it was I broke off. It wasn't like we got to our Sprinter and I left.
Whatever, sir.
You see,
Okay,
you
you did
it?
leave.
How did I leave? I never made it to that Sprinter.
Go ahead, Tay. How I feel in the
Jezebel may sound like a compliment to you today, but it absolutely was not when it was yelled at to black women in Reconstruction era, America, because it meant that they were being accosted on the street. And if somebody decided to take their womanhood from them, rape them and shit, they could by simply acting as if the woman was already a whore. Sound familiar?
situation and not just be like, well, whatever the fuck it, I'm just gonna do it.
No,
I don't think that's. I don't think that was. I honestly don't think that's what he was saying.
Yeah, it's really annoying when, and this is what the women do. The women always do this. Bitch, why are you trying to be on his side? Just be quiet. I low-key feel like it is something about him doing this shit in front of these women, and I wonder what these women's lives are like, because a lot of times these women might see Candy as somebody that's lucky because she has a Todd, instead of seeing how manipulative he can be. Because why the fuck you trying to get everybody to gang up on your wife while she getting her makeup done?
He do that all the time.
No, it becomes that way.
Yeah, he do that all the time, meaning that young lady, don't do that. Don't do that, young lady. You here to do my makeup, I'm paying you. Don't get fucked up behind Tide. Don't get fucked up behind Tide.
Because this is y'all mirror. I can't speak on what you do all the time.
It becomes that when you
we gotta do makeup.
We gotta do makeup.
It becomes that when you make it a thing. When you start making it a thing.
No, because you do stuff like that all the time.
But then don't bring me around your friends. If you feel like
I'm not talking about that particular situation.
If you feel like I can't,
I'm talking about the disrespect.
That wasn't disrespectful, nigga. I'm the most. I try to be
nigga. Who are you talking to? And if I say I feel disrespected, how the fuck you gonna argue with me about it? That shows you don't give a fuck about how she feel. Because you want to argue with her about how she should feel instead of just acknowledging and apologizing and saying that's not what you meant. You niggas don't even know how to mac because you don't want to mac. You want to make the woman feel small. This is not even an argument to be had.
Stuff that you think is just like whatever to you.
Let's just deal with this situation.
How I...
Why? And then he could constantly interrupt her. He consistently interrupts her.
Nah.
I do not think these people need to be back together if this is how a lot of their conversations have gone. This is on camera. This is on the YouTube channel, yes. But if this is the type of conversations that this woman is having with this man, they do not need to be together. And he needs to find a way to fulfill himself on his own without an attachment to a woman.
No.
I mean,
that ain't how
what I
shit.
expect.
That ain't how things work though. Just because you want to be mad at some shit that ain't nothing to be mad at.
Remember you said that.
Just because you want to be mad at some shit that, wow.
Remember you said that. I just want you to remember you said that.
Hey, do what you gotta do. I'm not tripping. Handle it how you need to handle it. But the thing is, if we're friends,
It's like if I'm you don't feel like you should consider my feelings, but I'm supposed to always consider yours.
No,
that's
a problem.
Yes, it is. It is.
It is.
I can tell by the way y'all handling this conversation right now. You just said, instead of acknowledging how she feels, you want her to always be worrying about how you feel while you telling her that she don't have a right to feel how she feel. That's what you're doing in the moment.
I said, I shouldn't have to like I should. Okay, well, if I ever sense that you tripping about something, whatever, and I feel like you being petty, then
let's get to the root of the problem. Nah.
Right, I can give you the same energy. Ooh, girl.
And cool.
So the female cannot be on the level or even on her way to the level to contribute. And
All this talking about women as females, like, y'all. This is from King T with TEAAA. But yeah, y'all, I want y'all. I want y'all to stop telling these people that they need to be together if this is how their relationship has been. If these are the types of conversations that Candy and Todd have been having, I do not think that Candy and Todd need to get back together, because Todd sounds like a misogynist. And I don't know, and to me, when a man is a misogynist, but also so much of a hustler and has so much of a pimp mentality that he will go and be with a woman that has more money and more power than him, that lets me know that he's a whore. Meaning that integrally, like within yourself as a man, you feel like women are beneath you. But at the same time, you are willing to forego that so that you can get a woman that can financially help you. And that makes me feel like you don't really have any integrity anywhere. That's what that makes me feel like. Because I can tell by the way you talk that you are a misogynist. You call women females. You're always having these divisive, weird-ass conversations that upholsters and upholds your point of view while diminishing and ignoring Candy's point of view. All of those things show me that you don't really like women deep down. You know what I'm saying? There's probably some madness connected to your mama, but we're not going to deal with it because your mama dead. So, it's whatever. But on some level, Todd, the way you wanted your daughter to struggle, even though she didn't have to, because that's what you did. And then I wonder if you would do the same thing to a son. I doubt it, right? I doubt that you would put a son through the same scratching and surviving good times that you want to put Kayla through, okay? So, yeah, I definitely feel like Todd does just not like women like that. Like, he's a misogynist. And then you being a short man, you have to find a way to feel better than a woman. But then you decided to go outside of feeling like you're more powerful than a woman and that you're better than a woman, and then go find a woman that was more powerful than you so that you could use her. That is diabolical, because I would honestly, if I'm going to deal with a man that think he better than a woman, I would much appreciate one that feels like, nah, you're not about to make more money than me. I'm going to work my ass off, or I'm going to have buku jobs, but I'm going to make sure that I got it. I'm going to be the provider. I'm going to have the most money. I would prefer that than a nigga in my pockets trying to mind fuck me into believing that he should have some position over me. But you in my pockets. You don't get to have positioning over me and be in my pockets without being a pimp. I just want you to recognize that. And if you're going to be a pimp, then we're going to have to call it how we see it. And then that means that Candy don't need to be back with you. Candy needs to be single, enjoy relationships with men and women as they come along, continue to do the things she wants to do, write the songs you want to write, okay? make the dreams happen that you want to make happen, but you don't need to have nobody with you all the time. And if when you get older, you have like a little friend that just stuck around longer and y'all want to be together until the end, then that's one thing. But at this point in time, I really would love for women specifically who have so much to lose to stop trying to make these relationships with these niggas work when you don't even have to do all of that. You can get love, affection, attention, and dick without marriage and without moving these niggas in your house. You can, girl. You absolutely can. You just have to believe it. You just have to stop wanting marriage when it's obvious it's only going to put you in a position for a nigga to take your ends. This is the reason why men used to push that on women so much, because no matter what, at the end of the day, if a problematic man is not going to do anything, he's going to project. And men have consistently projected onto women in a patriarchal society that keeps his foot on our neck in every way possible to keep us from getting paid the same amount as men. They won't even put that shit in writing that we have to get paid the same amount. In the Supreme Court, they won't even do it. That should let you know that in real life, they don't want women to have the same financial and social standing generally as men do. They don't, girl. And so it's funny to me that while you keep women from being able to attain their own wealth, when they get it through a man, which a lot of the times is the only way to get it or the easiest way to get it, right? Women don't have a football or a basketball that they can go play and make as much money as men can make sometimes. So women have to do it through men. And then y'all get mad at those women and you call them gold diggers and prostitutes and whores and shit, when you make it so that they have to be in that situation in the first place. It's very weird how y'all can always be using that against women. But when it comes to men, men are really the ones that have really the most power, because we live in a patriarchal system. Even black men can do more than black women depending on the situation, right? They got their rights to vote before we did, bitch. Okay? But anyway, you could then turn around and tell women that they need to be trying to be married to a man that is just going to do to them what men think women are always doing to men. And that's where the projection comes in, because men think that women are the gold diggers and you just with a man because of his money. When really, no. Actually, every time we see a woman with money and a man with her, it's usually because he's with her for that money, because on some deep level, he's a misogynist and doesn't really respect women or view them as an equal. So the fact that he would then go and be with her and take her money, he's absolutely a gold digger. To me, there is no more real example of somebody just being with you for your money, like a man that hates women, but will still go and live with a woman and eat off of her dime. Nobody is more of a gold digger. Nobody. Because y'all are the only ones, men, Todd, Mary J. Blige ex-husband, y'all are the only ones that have rights to shit that women don't. Y'all are the only ones that can get paid and not have to worry about not getting paid a certain amount of money because you're a woman. Y'all the only ones that can go play a fucking sport and become rich, rags to riches from just going play a fucking sport. Kelvin Hunter, yes. But to me, there's nobody, Kevin Federline, yeah. Because men indoctrinate themselves, like they're indoctrinated into hating women and viewing women and girls as objects from childhood. So because of that, nobody is more of a fucking gold-digging whore than a man in a patriarchal society with his hand in some woman's pocketbook. Because you know you don't like that lady. You know you don't like that lady, and you probably was always trying to run through that lady pockets. And I didn't even want to think this about Todd, y'all. I didn't. Thank you, Crystal. Hey, my love. I ain't even want to talk about Todd like this, y'all, because I used to like Todd. But now that they're playing all of these conversations back and I know what I know now, I know it's gaslighting and manipulation, and you just want that lady to feel bad about herself so you can continue to exploit her insecurities, which you were already doing when you entered into the relationship with her, because her mama made sure she had a whole bunch of insecurities. And her daddy. And her daddy. We're not gonna forget the daddy. Okay. You responsible too for why Candy would be in a relationship with a man that's always gaslighting her and trying to make her feel bad about herself. Because she would have had parents that were also making her feel bad about herself while trying to control her finances. Hello, Joyce? Hello? Because you can't talk to your daughter like shit and then still be out here running her pockets and then think she's never, ever, ever going to get into a relationship with somebody else that she gonna let do the same thing to her. I'm just saying. Papoose, yes. Yeah, there are so many of them, child. There are so many. And a lot of the times they're pimps or A&R execs. Anytime somebody is trying to make money off somebody else's work, pay attention. It's the same type of energy. But anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day. I'm about to go and eat. And I will see y'all again tomorrow for something else. Follow me on TikTok, everybody. I finally made it to 19,000, but I feel like I could get more than that. So can y'all follow me on TikTok? Follow me on Instagram, subscribe, share my channel, and come back. I'll be back tomorrow. Peace out.